Greetings and welcome to the Wednesday? What day is it? Is it Wednesday? It's probably Wednesday. I'm good. I know what's going on. How's everybody doing? We are revving up for a pretty sweet Wednesday show. Let me unmute myself in Discord before I trip over my tongue further than I already have. We got Pyrnassius. How you doing, Pern?
I am very good, thank you. Run out of drugs at work today, so got sent home. They tell me the surgery went well, but yeah, just feeling a bit of the pain at the moment, but we'll eventually get there.
How many days? How many days before you went back to work from your surgery?
I got it on the Thursday. I went back on the Monday. I probably should have taken a little bit more time off, but I just felt a bit guilty and just wanted to get back as soon as possible. So, but yeah, running out of endone was not the thing to do.
Ugh, well, I have to say that quite the trooper. I would have requested like a month off because that's the kind of person I am.
I probably could have taken a week or
wimp.
so, but I just wanted to get back as soon as possible. So, just one of those things.
Indeed. Well, good to have you. Good to have you. Dax is here. He's lurking. I don't know if he's actually going to participate much because he's having some internet issues, but he's around. He's in chat. He's also in Discord. He's just kind of... What's up?
I'm here at the moment.
I had a question for you, by the way. You tweeted at me XSplit status the other day. Excuse me. But they took it down. So what was it?
It was they were beta testing Dxthelb support for Windows 10.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. I am gonna be installing Windows 10 on one of my other computers soon.
Okay.
So that would be interesting to try out. But good to know. All right.
It was really interesting that they took it down. I don't know why.
I don't know. But anyway, I think they reposted it because I went to their XSplit page and I did see that. So I don't know what they did to screw it up the first time, but who knows? Who knows? But I got the information one way or another, so we're good to go. Anyway, we got a bunch of topics to talk about today. I haven't even had a chance to go through all of these. Last night, this was nowhere near as filled up as it is now, so this should be fun.
Yeah, I was doing a bunch of stuff on my islands earlier, so great time to be able to do show notes. Look for notes is when you're doing your islands.
Oh yeah, those things are the most AFK of all times. That's what I love about the Uncharted Islands is how AFK they are. Should give some. I put a bunch of topics down here that I need to actually give titles to because I was half asleep when I stuck them in here. It's only a few. RIP forum mod discussion. I want to talk about the forums again. We've talked about this in the past, but it's coming to a point where it seems as almost though that there actually may be an over moderation problem, and I want to talk about that and see if people agree or disagree with that. Baked bitters. Yep.
No, I was going to say, yeah, it is. It can be on certain things, especially in the rants forum. I don't think they should be blocking as many of the rants as they do.
Yeah, I agree. If it's already in the rants forum, it's like you should expect angry bullshit that probably doesn't have to do with anything.
That's it. Welcome, Zenel.
You know the best way around it
is
like post your rant in a compliment. Because that way they ignore the compliments too. So.
Just post your just post your rant disguised as a compliment and just be extremely sarcastic. I mean, I'd be good at that. I've done that
a few times, and some of my posts lasted nearly a year at one stage.
Jeez.
So yeah.
Let's see here. Alrighty. So we got a bunch of stuff that I got to sort through here. Obviously we're gonna open with the TLDW.
Morning, Zenel. How are you, mate?
Actually, we're gonna open with Pern. I was looking for Pern's patch notes the other day.
Top.
I meant the other day. I didn't want to read all the patch notes, so I waited. I waited like 8 hours, and I was like, maybe Pern, because I wanted someone to read it to me, preferably in a dulcet toned voice.
Well, the problem is now they put them up at like 1 a.m. in the morning for me.
I know.
And it's like, are you serious? I mean, it's no big deal, but it just means I now have to do it on the Tuesday rather than Monday before I go to bed. So
that's annoying, though.
But there was some decent patch notes in there too. So
You could try to rename your character Magebite, but I think you might find that it's taken.
you've got it, haven't you?
Magebit.
I do. I own Magebite for my whatchamacallit. My Iron Man is Magebite with a space in the middle. Because somebody else actually has Magebite, all one word. They didn't used to, and then I said I wanted it, and somebody snagged it before I could snag it. So, fuck that person. Anyway, upcoming PvP combat changes. I don't want to talk about PvP combat changes. I got the bank bidders, of course. We get the PSAs in there as well.
What did everyone think of Osborne on this one? I think he must have been high or hungover or something. He was just letting everything rip. He's not normally like that. He was just letting out the rude jokes, and
the cadence,
I actually loved it.
The cadence in his voice, he sounded like drunk or high a little bit. I'm wondering if they had like one of those like power lunches where you're allowed to drink at, and maybe had
either that
or a few too many.
I think they were working really hard because even Modoli looking like he was half asleep, so it may have just been they were just so tired.
I don't know. I've worked for one British company in my lifetime, and they served beer at every staff meeting, so I assume that every British company is like that. It's just a bunch of alcoholics.
You don't remember half that, Mage.
I don't remember half of it, to be honest with you. I mean, what would you do if there was a keg of craft beer installed in your break room? I mean, how do you handle that and get any work done?
That's hard for me to answer that because I don't drink. So,
well, I mean,
where I used to work, we had like the soft drink dispensing machines.
Sure, like a fountain.
We had no, the actual where you put your $2 in and get a can of Coke out.
Okay, a vending machine. Yeah, gotcha.
Vending machine over there. Yep. So we had one of those at the old place I worked at, but it was just stocked with full and light beers.
Wow, really?
So after work,
but you had to pay for them, I'm guessing.
Yeah. That's right. But for after work, so that
I've never seen a vending machine full of beer.
And it was just a private one. The boss had bought second hand, so he put that in there. And,
did you guys have an actual vendor that came and filled it, or did the boss fill it?
The boss did. Yeah, he just go down and buy it. Take the money out, go down and just buy the slabs, put it in there, and away we go. And it was because after work, everyone used to stay back for a drink and talk about customers and all that type of stuff. But then they brought in all the rules that. It was until we got over policed, and you can't. If someone has an accident on the way home, the work's responsible and all. Well, you're an adult. If you drink too much and have an accident,
you're an adult,
not your work's fault.
You did that to yourself.
But they changed all the laws here.
It got to the point where it got to the point when I was working at Sophos that they just decided that Wednesday was just like hard alcohol day, and they'd have this cart that would come that around like 3:00 in the afternoon would come around to each of your desk with whatever the mixed drink of the week was, and they would mix you a drink right at your desk. And that was great. When you're like, I'm on the phone, tier 1 freaking support, trying to put out a fire overseas in freaking India with General Electric's security department, and I'm like half buzzed. Like, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna blast the fuckers right to hell. Just like, excuse me, sir? Are you okay? Like, don't question my methods. It's straight from the labs. This is cutting edge technology. All right, just install this botnet and you'll be good. All right, let's see here. We got a bunch of shit posts. That's good. I'm having a hard time. Yes. So there's possible news, I suppose, of the 15-year anniversary documentary. Possible news, like not really news, but like. Fake news. I hope I edited my topics okay. They should be okay. Everything looks fine here. Let's see here. Where is the 15-year anniversary? Excuses, I mean reasons. The titles might be a little bit long. But I can handle that. Your documentary. Timeline of excuses. I like that. All right. Timeline of excuses. Halloween and FU to lower level players. I am so sick of the whole lower.
Whinges?
Yeah, well, Yeah, to a degree, but like saying that RuneScape has no low-level content, but then when RuneScape tries to do mid to low-level content, they get a horrible backlash from the high-level community. It's like you can't win. Maybe they can't get it trademarked. I mean, yeah, right. That would be funny if that was the reason they couldn't get Zazima's. They couldn't release Zazima's likeness. He's got his own likeness trademarked. We've already done Jagex at PAX East. RuneScape needs a Polish version. I don't care. Goodbye, RuneScape. I'm out. That sounds promising. Treasure Hunter ads. Yeah, we did that one already. List of, or something very similar at least. List of handy RuneScape links.
I still cannot get over the.
It could be a PSA.
I really still can't get over the RuneScape Dev Q&A yesterday. What Mod Osborne said about Mod Shawnee. I mean, that just...
He read that from chat, though.
Yeah.
That was read from chat.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I must have missed. I just heard was like Osborne saying a line, and then Shawnee and Mod Ollie.
I have a hard time believing that DX misheard or is misrepresenting information.
Boom! Shots fired already.
Also, there was a dev diary for mining and smithing posted earlier, but they moved it to the staff forums. The next video will be on tiering. Why did they move it? Did anyone get any pictures of it or anything? The hell's wrong with them? Let's see here. I want information like that. I actually really don't like them making them into videos. That makes my life harder, not easier.
Yeah, I like to read it.
I do too. I mean, it just makes it a lot more personal. I absorb a lot more reading. I kind of zone out when I'm watching a video.
Yeah, I'm much the same. I thought, oh, hang on, did I... Hello, Sora in the Ark, who's calling me a scrub.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm the same. I like to read, and that's why I like to read the patch notes. I know a lot of people just like to kick back and listen. And I was actually thinking at the end of the year I was going to stop doing it, but I've had a lot of people recently say, "Oh, love listening to it. Please keep going." I was like, "Okay, fair enough."
I think they just love your sexy voice, Pern.
No, I think a lot of people are the opposite to me, where they like to just sit back and just listen and not have to read. Where, I'm like Mage, I like to actually read and absorb, and I can read over things. And yeah, if there's something I don't like, I can sort of make a note on it or whatever.
Indeed. A Desliz rant. That's interesting. Let me log in here. Generally, he provides pretty good feedback. Can we use the correct password, though? But like the correct password?
Okay,
thank you, Sarah. Okay. Making me blush again.
Alright, let's see here. I love the Cather B rework. I don't understand people's problems with the Cather B rework.
Are people complaining about it?
Desliz was, but his arguments
just one person.
Not good enough to bother with. He's just like, graphics. Like, go fuck yourself. All right.
Yeah, have a look at some of the responses to that.
Bankbitter's FAQ, of course. Definitely want to get into that. I'm surprised they didn't just jam that into the TLDW, but we'll do that after the Bankbitter's being delayed.
I don't know whether or not Preslick is listening, but happy birthday for the other day.
Happy birthday to Presleague.
Yep.
What was that?
Yeah.
Let's see. We got a bunch of forum posts here. All right.
Yeah, I found quite a bit in the forums today.
Okay, good. I have a store to share. Oh, I'm not reading that. No fucking way am I reading that.
I have a store to share.
No, I thought we could hang on to that one, and that could be because it's like about 7
that could be its own podcast.
It's actually quite good though. If you read it is a really good one. Yeah,
I was if I had the energy, I was gonna voice over it and just release it as like a little independent thing. But it just by the time I had the chance, like it was already past Halloween. Yeah, are fine. I just don't like the new layout. Don't need to fish there anymore, so not a major issue. Fair enough. Goodbye, RuneScape. I'm out. I just don't understand why some people in the wilderness would kill me.
I just love the fact that they're starting to rework a lot of the areas. I love it.
New totally OP wilderness content. All right. So I didn't read these, so I don't know what they're about. This is making me more frustrated than anything, actually. There should be a blowpipe that fires. All right, see, like with a topic like that, you'd think there'd be something interesting in there, but no, I don't need posts like that.
We put in the Rune Ethereal and the salty one. Was that you, Pern, or you, Mage?
What?
And the PSAs.
Not me. I didn't do any PSAs.
Okay, well, I don't remember putting those in, so that
Well,
wasn't from me.
It could be other people. There are more than just us.
I reckon they put it in deliberately because I remember the last time I pronounced that.
Hang on.
Mm-hmm.
That's not right.
What?
They said the skilling outfit pieces were going to drop as rare parts that you put together. I didn't think it was going into the thaler shop.
Oh, it is going into the thaler shop, just because that was the next outfit to hit the thaler shop. But don't actually do that because, yes, on the 14th, you're going to be able to earn them in-game. So it's a huge waste to waste your thaler on it. This was actually just an already scheduled event prior to... remember because they had the Magic Golem outfit on there like 8 months ago?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. It was Elite who added it. Thank you.
Now they're doing it for... They had that already scheduled before the whole community had a meltdown over Elite Skilling outfits.
Okay.
So I guess they're leaving that in.
I didn't, yeah, as long as I thought I missed something. I'm going, hang on, what if...
I'm going to put a caveat. Probably don't buy it. Because you'll have a much cheaper option later. But if you want to, for whatever reason, then you can. All right, let me update my Magebucks code.
I appreciate Elite for putting it in there. Thank you.
Alrighty. Let's see here. Upcoming PvP combat changes. It's from a mod.
I think I posted that post on last Friday?
I don't know. Did you?
More than likely.
Have these changes already gone into effect? Let me see.
To be honest,
no, it's with this is hopefully before. This is hopefully before the release of Bounty Hunter. So probably not. I will. We can talk about them. I can't give you any insight on them, but I can read it. We'll put that right after the TLDW.
Who's the best person to talk to about the PvP stuff? Isn't that Stormsmith, isn't it?
What? Yeah, Stormsmith is probably our
PvP master.
most PvP. I mean, I might be pushing it, but
he's a PVM god.
He's the only person on the show right now who has any PVM knowledge, I would say. We have people in our community that have PVM knowledge, but they're not readily accessible. Yes, it's a separate thing, as Elite is pointing out there. That was going on the thaler shop regardless of the new thing that's happening, but it seems like a kind of a waste of thaler to do it, but if you want to, then you can. So I guess it's good to make people aware. Ah, yes, get some straw polls into the mix here. We're going to see how many people actually completed the Walk Like a Zombie event. We'll do that right after. And this is a good sample size, too. It's like, yeah, that's awesome. It's a good sample size, too. It's like 2,000 people voted in the poll, so it'll be a nice breakdown.
Actually, I didn't vote. Where's that poll? I didn't see that one.
It's in the show notes now.
And
Rip for a mod discussion. Yep, we'll get that one in there as well. Right after that. As the posts begin to devolve into madness. You have to kill Mod Osborne. Do we, though? This is locked.
Oh, it's locked. I think I'll log in to read it.
Cross my heart and hope to die were his exact words. Really? Does anyone even like Bounty Hunter? No. The short answer is no. Nobody likes Bounty Hunter. It was worth. I mean, it was worth a shot, but no one's gonna like it, and nobody likes deathmatch. Nobody wants PvP in 2016. We're all a bunch of pacifists now. Could you link the straw poll? Yeah, go to notes.runeweek.com, and it's in the show notes. Anyway, or somebody else link it because I'm busy. I'm busy reviewing things. Yeah, we can. I guess we can talk about if anyone. I personally just don't care. I want people to like it, but I don't. I don't know. You know. Did I delete that by accident? No. Good. I'm not as dumb as I thought I was.
Oh, I like that. The second one, the cheater got the 1600 enraged.
Oh yeah. I wonder.
I see what you did there.
Here. Does anyone even like Bounty Hunter? Can you get skill pets in NXT? Why is that even a question? Goodbye, Runescape.
Oh, no, yeah, it was a funny one. That's why I threw that one in there.
Yeah,
Let's have a laugh at someone. We like to pick on people.
For this goodbye and thanks for the memories post, is this positive or negative? Just so I know where in the show to put it.
That's not one I put in. So
I figured. I'm just throwing it out there. Yeah, but I've also always said RS. I'm not gonna.
I'm just trying to find that straw poll is, Sarah. Whereabouts did you say that straw poll is? Mage?
It's in the show notes. Notes.runeweek.com.
How much of WLAZ did you complete is what it comes under?
Yes. Walk like a zombie.
Ah, right. Why didn't that not click? Huh, oh well. I didn't think of calling it that. I didn't think of calling it that.
Yeah, that's why I got confused. So I'm walk like I'm looking for walk. Oh, hang on, WLAZ. There it is.
Alright, we'll put this one.
Thank you.
Who says real world trading only provides real world wealth? It's fairly positive, a little bit of sadness, but he seems happy to not go on a rage quitter. Okay, so then I will put it fairly close to the top.
Okay, I just posted the straw poll in the general and Discord for you, Sarah.
That one here. And I'm going to boost up list of handy RuneScape links. That needs to be near the top.
And I hope RSW's number one on that.
What?
The list of handy RuneScape links. I
Right?
think, we should be number one on that.
I think we should be on that list. We should apply to be on that list.
Yeah, provide a little bit of logic and a lot of weird BS and some entertainment.
Some handy RuneScape links. Yeah, everyone upvote the comments.
Hey, mods listen to us.
That's true.
Yeah.
Let's see. First of all,
shout out to all the mods out there.
That are listening in.
Yeah, the word podcast comes up 0 times on this page, so I think we're going to have to comment on that.
Womp womp.
No womp womp. We're going to fix the problem. I have to log in, though. Okay. Feel free to upvote my comment. Don't forget the ever helpful RuneScape Weekly podcast. Always covering.
Shameless
on
RuneScape
each week.
plug.
We have interviewed a handful.
Several mods.
Several JMOds.
Yeah.
3 is several. That's more than a couple.
I think we've actually interviewed about 4.
Actually, yeah, we would have, because
Sure.
there's also Mod Merchant too, wasn't there?
Shawnee,
Mhm.
Balance, Infinity, and Merchant. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Hello to all you mods listening.
Merchant, who is now the trader and gone across to OSRS from from Chronicle.
Can't believe you called him a trader.
No,
You
it doesn't.
called him a trader.
It doesn't bother me. As I said, they're both games that bring in players and money, so I'm happy. As long as it keeps the game I enjoy going, I don't care what you play, as long as you pay your memberships. So all you free-to-players out there, stop being free-to-play. Buy membership. Buy bonds.
James.
Buy bonds now. Help your government.
They're going up again.
Don't remind me, they're like 15 mil. I can't.
I know, I'm trying to buy because I'm getting prepared.
You know
for...
why?
Yeah, because
Gold-
everyone's doing what I'm doing, getting ready for
Yeah.
Gold Premier.
Yeah. Gold Premier coming soon, so everyone's
Yeah.
scooping
I
up them
need
bonds.
That's what I'm doing it for, and it's like, please, why? I should have done it earlier, but
Yeah. Yeah, I should have done it earlier too. But don't they take up individual? No. They go in the bond pouch now.
no, they go in the pouch now. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, cause that was my old thinking was like, well, they take up one bank space per. I really don't want to maybe missing 24 bank spaces. But yeah, you're right. Oh well, this would be a great year for me too. I definitely have enough money. But
No, we're not buying bombs, Imogen. Was it Eisgen? Is that it?
I will take any bonds as donations though, but after Mage gets his, of course.
yes.
I need to up the font size on this.
Actually, you got yours done last year, didn't you?
I paid for it. Well, I didn't actually pay for it. It was gifted to me by a family member.
Oh, by a family. Oh, sorry. I thought someone gave you bonds last year.
No, that was the year before.
Oh, okay. So it's my turn this year.
And Harley straight up just like PVM'd for it and then was broke the entire year.
Yeah. But that was considering that she's not maxed or anything. That was a good
really
effort
impressive
to get that. Yeah, no, I was impressed. The dedication she put into to get that, and it just shows how much PVM AFK money making is.
Oops, what did I just do? Repeat. No, why can I never press the Y key? Okay, there we go. All right. We're going to get to a certain point that I'm going to mark by 4 dashed lines where it's just going to be a buttload of overflow content. We may or may not get to it.
Yeah. Oh, can you put the Party Pete one in there, though? Because I want to talk.
Sure. Is that a serious topic? Or is that a funny one?
It's a reasonable request, I thought.
Okay. Let me put that higher up.
Just for the record, Elite, I did hear about that. You know, Bono being voted Woman of this year. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it, man.
Could you believe it?
No, I couldn't. Could you? Could you believe Bono is voted Woman of the Year?
Didn't know.
You know, the singer from YouTube.
I know who Bono is.
Even I know who Bono is, and I don't follow music much.
All right. Well, that's that.
Premier Club for me, Sarah. It's just, it's just I pay the membership once a year. I don't have to worry about it, and all the little sort of extras that come in game. You get the loyalty points.
I like
if there's
the
any of those
points.
cosmetics that come out, just things like that. You know, even though I didn't use the what was I saying?
Full story.
No, the rune metrics. Even though I didn't use it, you know, it was there. If I wanted to, I get 2 months for the price of one type thing. So
there have been little things throughout the year that have been, you know, kind
I don't
of.
call myself PVM as Storm Smith. I am an all rounder, and I do love my Araxi and.
Sorry, Sarah asks, "Where's Bono from?" Quiz geography. Bono is Irish, and the only reason I know that is because of Twitch.tv. Sadly, it's not like I'm educated.
Irish isn't that up around the Relica area?
Yeah, around there. All right, so that's how since we have so many topics, and maybe we'll have time, maybe we won't. I'll let it just overflow. And we'll have that marked as the overflow section, which can be a new thing that we do if we have too many topics. It just doesn't seem like that's a very common occurrence.
No, that's right. We save them for Friday when we have like 3.
Yeah, I know, exactly. That's why I'm thinking maybe just save it. Save them, but we'll have them if we need them. Anyway. I think we can pretty much get this show started very, very shortly here. If what am I doing here? DX or anyone, if you'd like to PM me on Discord, 35 minutes. Excuse me. Oh, that would be great. Oh, that hurt. What happens when you just try to accelerate your morning? When you try to jam like 3 hours of waking up into like 30 minutes? Just like a disaster.
I'm still
Anyway.
paying like $8.50 for my membership, by the way, Sarah, in Australian dollars.
Yeah, I pay $8 a month for my grandfathered price, but those 100,000 loyalty points are a huge help for me because every 8 months I'm switching skills really to another skill, so I'm constantly needing to unlock a new legendary aura every few, like basically I need like at least like 400,000 loyalty points a year to keep that up. And I'll hit a wall at some point when it comes to that, when I'm 120 and everything. But I'm a long way off from 120 and everything, so I got a long laundry list of auras that I need to purchase. Anyway.
I just want to throw out there, I have just the Spirit Dragon Pet 2 buy now from the Waco Reward Shop, and I've unlocked everything there.
Very nice.
That means you get the title.
Yeah, Mr. Salty. Finally a title that fits Pern perfectly.
No, it also fits me because I get salty at times.
Storm, how can you say that Dark Beasts are not PVM when it is literally the player versus a monster? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
He's picking on me.
I know. I know, but and I'm just breaking his little bubble. Because his arguments, he does this to me on like in-game private message all the time, and then when I bring when I bring logic into it, he just kind of runs and hides in his little hole.
Boom! More shots fired.
Back in the fetal position.
Careful, you lot. I can talk back.
You can talk for now. I have the power to make that not an ability that you have. I wish I could trade auras back. I wish you could trade auras back too. Although I do like having them if I have to like train something, like fishing. Like if I gotta get the pet or something, I might as well. I probably would rather have the loyalty points back. Yeah, you're not wrong. Mobs and stuff like that are generally considered PvE, not PvM necessarily. It's player, yeah. I'll give you that. If Stormsmith was smart enough to come up with a response like that, I would say, yeah, okay, now we're cooking with oil here. But we never make it that far. He generally just disappears before any of that nonsense. I'm just gonna take the piss out of him because I know he's not in a place where he can properly defend himself. Anyway. Why don't we go ahead and get started here? DX, are you gonna be in the beginning of the show?
I'll be in for the beginning of the show. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just wondering.
Yeah,
so I'm assigning the PSAs to you then.
Yeah, and then I'll jump into the delayed stream with the YouTube chat.
All right, let me update the Pyrnassius.
DX cameo.
All right. Magebucks code for the day is ASFR. I'll get you 500 Magebucks. I didn't watch the show prior to this one, yet how is the internet doing? It's doing a lot better. I'll tell you what, we're upgraded to fiber. Things are going good. We're back at streaming at 1080p without a problem. We did a stream on Monday in 1080p, and it did great. So I'm super excited about that. Hopefully we'll remain at this quality.
Stormsmith's comment here in general. I'm 30 foot up a ladder. Stop making me laugh, Magebit.
Sounds like a bad place to be listening to a show that is partially comedy related. All right.
They're dangerous.
All right. Let me get these topics open and I'll post them. Let me post them in YouTube real quick for those of you who want to follow along with us. Possibly the longest show notes I've ever tried to post in the YouTube description. I don't even know if this is going to fit. I'm not going to make a joke
Stormsmith?
Let's see if it fits. It did fit. Okay, cool. So there you go, YouTubes. All right, now I'm going to open all these topics. I'm not going to open the overflow unless we actually make it to the overflow.
So I don't get confused. Because it's very easy to confuse me.
Yeah, I hear you.
All we need to do is tell Pyrnassius to take 4 lefts, and he gets confused.
No, I said it before. How do you confuse a DX? Put 4 shovels against the wall and tell him to take a pick.
All right. My topics are open. We
My
are
topics are open.
pretty much ready to go here. Let me just get the music open, and then we can do this. And then we can do this. What is music? There we go. Let me delete the other ones. And 30% volume should be fine for the music. Hey, Zenel. Welcome. And today's the 30th? No, it's not. Why would I even think that? That's like days ago. It's 11/2, right? Right.
11-3 for me now.
No bragging. No bragging. Can't control the time. All right. Let me just... Final checks. Okay. Final checks have been checked. Chickadee check. Mic check. I killed so many Chaos Elementals with the Hellfire Bow last night. I want that pet. Dude, that's pretty cool. I want to try the Hellfire Bow. I also don't want to go in the wilderness.
Isn't there only one
Per world.
Hellfire Bow per world?
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive, Magic Turtle, that you had the
But nobody
Hellfire Bow.
nobody PKs, so it's like not that hard to get.
Where do you get it from?
Just keep hopping.
I
worlds.
don't go out
Wildy.
Yeah, just have your wilderness sword on you, and it will locate like the enchanted key does. It'll just pull you in the direction of it. So you can pretty much hone in on anyone who has it and kill them and take it. Granted, it is a tier 90 bow that has like ridiculously good damage and whatnot. So if the person is decked out properly, you'll probably lose 1-on-1. Anyway, I think we're pretty much ready to get going here. I'm gonna take pre-show off the screen very shortly. We're gonna begin the actual show. So, we ready to go?
The Magebucks code is ASFR.
Correct. Correct. And it's on screen.
You're welcome.
So
yeah.
All right, we're gonna do this now in 3. Actually, hang on. I could feel my acid reflux coming, so I'm just gonna let that settle real quick, so I'm not like it's not happening to me in the middle of my freaking show here. Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1. You're listening to Runescape Weekly for 11/2/2016. I'm your host, Magebit, with 15 years of RuneScape experience. Joining me today is Pyrnassius and Dxthelb. And on today's show, Pyrnassius' patch notes for the 31st of October, TLDW for November, the month ahead, upcoming PvP combat changes, bank bidders delayed until 2017, bank bidders FAQ, list of handy RuneScape links, how much of the Walk Like a Zombie event did you complete? RIP forum mod discussion. Does anyone even like Bounty Hunter? Party Pete instance. 15th year anniversary documentary timeline of excuses. Goodbye, RuneScape. I'm out. Halloween, an FU to lower level players. Sick of holiday events. Thank you for tuning into this edition of RuneScape Weekly, and enjoy the show. Welcome back for your Wednesday edition of RuneScape Weekly. Magebit here, joined by Pyrnassius and DX. How you doing, Pern? Welcome.
Thank you. Not too bad. As I said in the pre-show, everyone got sent home from work today because in a bit of pain, but just leaves me more time for the show tonight because I come home, went to bed, sort of dozed off a bit, and of course, as soon as I laid down, the neighbours decided to mow his lawn and then do the whippersnippering right along my fence line, which was a wonderful thing when, you know, you come home in your pain, you just lay down. But he eventually finished, and I didn't actually wake up until almost 8:30, so I am going to be fit and raring to go tonight.
Awesome. We also got DX here. How you doing, DX?
Me, personally, I'm not doing too bad. However, my internet's gone down the crapper tonight. I've had to reset the gigabyte switch over here 3 times tonight because it's just shanked us right out of the internet. Something fierce tonight, so...
Which is
I'm not gonna be
so
on-
strange because you sound the best you have in like a year.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah. Well, the thing about that is I actually changed the position of the microphone. The microphone used to be right in front of my face. Now it's underneath the chin, but it's a couple of feet back, a couple of feet ahead of me. So
you took it off the chin, is what you're telling me.
yeah,
Gotcha.
I took it off the chin.
But not only that, I mean, you're not going robot or anything. It's just, I mean, you know, the clarity is you're not sort of breaking up and dropping words or going robot like you
Yeah,
normally do.
we don't
It's-
have.
Yeah.
You're starting. He's evolving. He's starting to fit in.
He is.
He's
turning into a real
He's
boy.
a new. No, he's one of those newfangled synths that have the ability to blend in and look like humans. Oh, I don't know. This is
Tell you
making me
what,
want to
I'll
play
tell you-
Fallout 4, but I uninstalled it because I needed the hard drive space.
I tell you, you know, I'm not a human first thing in the morning, man. I am just not a morning person.
Me either. Me either. I'm just not much of a like
We know Mage isn't.
being an. I'm just not much of being like awake kind of person. Like I don't like dealing with humanity.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got quite the show up for you today. We got a full docket, plus we got overflow if we're bored and we want to keep going. But, you know, we'd also probably want to save some topics for Friday. I didn't announce the topics that we aren't using today, but we do have them lined up as overflow, just in case we feel... Like Pern said, he's feeling frisky tonight, so maybe we'll keep going. I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, we have to keep in mind, though, that, like, daylight savings time has kicked in, and it hasn't kicked in here yet, so... For me, it's only, like, 10 o'clock in the morning, but... For Pern, it's already approaching, like, what, 1 in the morning?
Almost one, yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway, we're going to get this show on the road. First up, we're going to go into some PSAs, which I will let my main man, Dxthelb, take over for. So, feel free to do so.
Thank you very much, Mage. The free Solomon General Store item for November is the Flameheart Armour set. YouGotLittUp is the first player to get a Telos kill at an incredible 1600% Enraged.
Can I just interrupt there and we say, who says real word trading doesn't pay?
I like that, Zenel. Poor DXs and disconnected X. Yeah. The minigame spotlight is on Castle Wars up until the 5th of November. The circus is currently located in Draynor Village. I think Elite posted these two, so thank you very much, Elite. The Rune Ethereal Skilling outfit pieces are available for 960 thaler at the minigame shop. Mage added there, probably don't buy it because I think that's
It's
going
to be going in game the 14th, where you can get it by just doing the rune crafting skill. Which I mean, 960 thaler is a huge chunk towards that profound armor.
And that's it. And I mean, the other thing is the 14th of November, so we're going to get the PVP update. We're also getting a skilling update where we actually can earn those outfits, even for those who don't have them.
So that's right from the 14th of November, right?
Correct. So, but if you're impatient and you want it sooner and you want to waste a bunch of thaler, you can do that as well. So, your choice.
All right, and I'll get their final PSA out of the way. There's a new title from for people who are doing the Ark. It's called the Salty. That's for people who completed all the Ark content.
All of the Ark. So there you go.
I don't say Ark like Mod Shawnee does. So at least not that I'm aware of.
I have to say that it's funny because the way Mod Shawnee says the Ark is also very much how you would say it in Boston. Hey, come here, it's the Ark. We're going to the Ark this weekend. Come on, hop in the car. We're going right now. So
That sounds like old New Jersey.
I hate it. I hate it. I will never have a Boston accent. I've lived here all my life, and I refuse to have a Boston accent. It sounds trashy to me, but some people love it, and I'm whatever. You love it, fine. Anyway,
and now that I've got the PSAs out of the way, I'm going to jump into the YouTube chat. So I'll be hanging out there because I can't guarantee that my internet's going to hold up. So
alrighty,
I'm going to hop there. Okay.
All right, you hop along there. All right, so we're going to go ahead and hop into Pyrnassius's patch notes. That's what's about to happen here. Should I be playing this whole video, Pern? Is this all, or should I, is there a point that I should skip to? You let me know.
No, I mean, the first one's only it's just reading about 30 or 40 seconds, so you can play the whole thing this time.
All right, cool. I'm going to play the whole thing. Stand by. Here we go.
G'day everyone, it is Pyrnassius, here for the game updates and patch notes for the 31st of October 2016, and no real game updates this week. It is mainly a patch note week. As Mold Kelpie announced last week, we're holding off on the Bounty Hunter reboot for a couple more weeks to ensure it's as polished as possible. That means it's a patch note week, and we've made a number of nice tweaks to ensure your scaping experience is that little bit more enjoyable. Among these are a number of updates to the Ark, including high-level cooking and crafting urns, chats for the Spirit Dragon and Largo Bird pets, and stackable pocket slot items that summon your contract giver to an uncharted isle. Elsewhere, the surge spells do up to max level damage in Demonheim, and the ninjas have put an array of teleportation jewellery options into neat interfaces rather than on the dialogue trees. We'll read later for the full patch notes for the list of updates, and remember to look out for the BTS November this Friday for full details of the upcoming month's content. And Magebit and myself and whoever else joins us on Runescape Weekly will obviously be covering that as well. This week's streams will be the November month ahead on Tuesday, November 1st. Also, straight after that is Loot from 5,000 Elite Clue Scrolls. On Friday, November 4th, update preview with Mod Shawnee. And as always, on Sunday, November 6th, will be PVM with Mod Lee. So let's head straight over to the patch notes now. And as always, be sure to submit a bug report should you encounter any gameplay bugs or graphical glitches in-game. So let's first look at the graphical updates. Siren models have been updated. The Spirit Dragon pet and Largo Bird pet now have chat and accompanying chat head models. A stretching issue with the Mammoth plushie has been fixed. Minor stretching has been corrected on the Crystal Peacock shortbow. The hand cannon model has been updated to match the one used by Chaos Dwarves. A graphical issue with the female version of the Executioner top worn with Shadow Demon legs has been fixed. A seam in the Mauritania skybox has been fixed. A label issue affecting the Crystal Peacock armor and Revenant walk animation has been fixed. Several textures on the Lady Lumbridge have been fixed. Halloween pumpkins by the tree stump in the Fisher Realm no longer stretch, and the Halloween event's body part activity now shows the spotlight correctly. Onto skills, D&Ds and minigames. And these surge spells may now do up to level 99 spell damage in Demonheim, limited by your weapon's level. The log-splitting Scrimshaw is now triggered by cutting bamboo and golden bamboo. Decorated woodcutting urns have been added to crafting. Decorated woodcutting urns has been added to crafting, supporting up to 99 woodcutting, including golden bamboo. A decorated woodcutting urn crafting challenge has been added. The woodcutting accumulator now requires a decorated woodcutting urn. Previously, the strong woodcutting urn was the highest level urn available. Woodcutting contracts in the Ark now trigger before the Imp Soul tool perk, counting the number of bamboo before they were sent to the bank. The chance of obtaining a golden rock from Ark Divination training has been increased. You can now combine positive and negative energy into ancestral energy in your inventory by using them on each other. It will require 95 divination. Wizard Goldberg has discovered that Viswax is stackable. As such, he'll allow you to use his wondrous machine if you're already holding a stack of wax, even if your inventory is full. Isn't science wonderful? Fire giants in Demonheim are no longer weak to fire spells. The Sinkhole Doomsayer warning on-off toggle has been corrected as it was previously flipped. A text error in the defense skill guide for the Penance Insignia Defender has been fixed. A typo when peddling penny farthings has been fixed. An issue where it was impossible to mix Sanfu Serum second stage and magic potions has been fixed. Players no longer need to have the mechanical spider legs in their inventory when purchasing the Dr. Spider MD pet. All mechanical eggs still need to be found in order to purchase the pet. Several typographical errors in the Invention of Disaster event have been corrected. Dr. Spider is now capitalised for your viewing pleasure. Puzzle skipping tickets are no longer removed when activated while carrying a Celtic Knot puzzle. Decorated cooking urns now affect food with level requirements up to 99, increased from 95 cooking. Therefore, urns will now work when cooking wobbegong oil. It is now possible to receive Dojo Mojo, the agility skilling pet, when you collect a ticket at the Broomhaven Agility Dungeon, and elite skilling outfits will now correctly give bonus XP if you log out and in. On to quest challenges and achievements. A message displayed when adding bloodweed to a vial of water has been corrected. Items that are converted to coins on death are now correctly recorded on the recent Wilderness Kills notice board. A typo in one of Nomad's memories has been fixed. The skip travel scene toggles no longer prevents you from completing the In Search of Mareki quest. An issue with Van Strom's level appearing incorrectly has been fixed. Simultaneously killing multiple armoured zombies during Defender of Varrock no longer prevents you from bottling their additional red mist. The unlock message from the Master Quest Cape's requirement to collect all journals from Adamant Dragons has been clarified, and the proper medal tasks in the Tyranwin task sets can now be completed on a trial run as intended. On to other fixes. The Defense Skill Guide has been split into melee, ranged, magic and other filters. A number of issues with the text and outdated requirements have also been fixed. Each ox on Cyclosis is now correctly referred to in the singular. Player-owned ports, armour sets and set boots and gloves now degrade correctly. I don't like that, but anyway. Melee, magic and ranged 5-piece ports, armour sets can now be added to the player-owned house armour case. If a 3-piece set was previously stored in the armour case, then only the helm, body and legs will be given on first withdrawal. Repairing a player-owned port's armour on your player-owned house armour stand now requires 1 fewer clicks and displays the cost in a more readable format. The Death Lotus Rogue Cosmetic Override outfit has been added to the Waco reward shop. Cost is the same as the Guru Ronin and the Sea Singer Alkalite outfits. Altered the description of the Tinamu and Pecker birds in the Ark Journal and changed what happens when using objects like bamboo on the Great Pecker. Foraging now has a chance to trigger the Dwarven Instinct aura. After discovering a new bird in the Ark, you will no longer have the option to inspect them again. Depleting a pulse core by gaining more XP than it had available will now award the correct XP. Spider legs can now be banked. Yeah, it does that after I had destroyed all mine. A friend's broadcast is now transmitted when a player completes the Ark Journal. Players who have completed the Ark's Berry collection can now speak to Arnie, the farming merchant, to claim their reward. Quick chat phrases for Chimes and Taiji 2 have been added. You can now purchase a stackable consumable from the Waco reward shop that summons your contract giver when on an uncharted isle. The contact can be equipped in the pocket slot. A limited number can also be kept in your Ark Journal and triggered from the contracts page. A contract board near Sojibo on Waco now visually displays whether or not you've disabled Uncharted Isle contracts. The board where you choose your skill for combat contracts has been made graphically distinct. When weaving with ancestral energy, the progress interface now starts from the correct number. Using the Turtle Portal on a claimed island will no longer reset the skybox. The Hunter outfit now displays owned instead of locked when purchased from the Waco reward shop. You can now sell island customizations back to the Waco reward vendor for the full chime price of the item. The tooltip on the Death Lotus gloves on Waco reward shop now states you need 90 crafting, not 90 rune crafting. Also corrected the examine of the Hunter outfit boots to be consistent with the rest of the set. Players with the 15-year emote unlock can now perform the 2013 version. The list of elders from Defender of Rock no longer uses a clue scroll interface to display the text, and a number of instances where surprise was spelled incorrectly has been fixed. On to the ninja fixes. It is no longer possible to use magic combat abilities while not in combat to generate adrenaline without a spell set. The Tool Leprechaun in Trollheim and the Goth Leprechaun no longer chat instead of opening their tool storage. Surge and similar can no longer be used to get around the trap floor pit puzzle in the Underground Pass. Success chances on traps and obstacles in the Underground Pass have been increased. Bird's Nest and Crystal Geodes now have a right-click option to loot them all in a cycling action. Various multi-option teleport jewelry have been put into the standard interface rather than dialogue options, and they include the Ring of Wealth, the Amulet of Glory, the Combat Bracelet, the Necklace of Skills, the Ardoin Cloak, the Pharaoh's Scepter and Scepter of the Gods, Draken's Medallion, the 6A's Circuit, and the Tokul Zo. And finally, onto our NXT fixes. The water altar has been made to look nicer in NXT, a green strip has been removed from the Rune Essence Mine, a lighting issue in Missing Presumed Death's chess puzzle room has been fixed, adjusted the inventory models of Runespan's lore and body runes to be more easily distinguishable, and finally the ornate dragon armour has regained its gold trim colours in NXT. And that is your patch notes for the 31st of October 2016. Hope you all enjoyed that, hope you find some of those useful, and please join me on Friday actually Wednesday and Friday for RuneScape Weekly with Magebit over on RuneScape Weekly on the YouTube or on iTunes. In the meantime, happy RuneScaping, and I will see you all next week.
Yes, good stuff. Good stuff.
There's actually some quite good updates this week. I mean, I do the upgrade of the teleport options on those things rather than being in your little chat box now. I thought that was quite a good one, and also the new urns, the
decorating
urn, and yeah, that was a really good one. I thought.
Yeah, good quality of life improvements there.
And you might have heard me get a little bit confused there because I sort of where they said decorated woodcutting urns have been added to crafting. I'm going, what? And then realised, yeah, it's to make the urns, not for woodcutting. And I sort of paused. It confused me a sec there, and I thought I'd actually cut that out, but I mustn't have gone back and done that. But yeah,
that's funny.
It was.
So good stuff. There are your patch notes for the week. It is a patch note kind of week. We should be. What's next? Next Monday's the 7th. We have a game update scheduled for the 7th, don't they?
They were talking about
the pre-release.
No, I thought they were talking. They mentioned that the quest is coming on the 7th.
Really?
So I think they dropped the when they were talking about the quest. They said that's due on the 7th, and then and I don't know if it's actually going to come or if they were hoping to do it. But
good segue over to our TLDW for the month ahead, and I think let's get into dates. Obviously, we're going to use the TLDW here by I'm Rubik via the RuneScape Reddit page, and it pretty much does say the two big November things are going to be Children of Ma, Bounty Hunter, and a pre-release to Children of Ma, like they've done with a lot of the other quests. And they have the pre-release Children of Ma marked for the 7th, and they have Children of Ma the quest marked for late November. So
okay, that might have been what it was. Yeah, I remember them saying something about the Children of Ma something for the 7th, so that's what it would have been then.
Yes. So that makes perfect sense, I suppose. Why don't we go ahead and just jump in here and see exactly what we got going on for the month of November. I almost said December. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Not looking forward to deep winter. Anyway, first up, we got some delayed updates, of course. Instead of rushing updates, they want to make it, drive it home that they're making sure they are bug-free before releasing them. Ironically, then doing a patch note and breaking a buttload of things in NXT.
I loved the first thing where Mod Osborne said, delayed anything for a couple of weeks, so we thought we'd give you a delay again on this one.
Yeah.
He was just on fire.
He was in rare form on that show. For sure. Batched updates allow us to respond to feedback, but at the cost of bad perception. Expansions will focus on more testing and dev time to make sure it's correct on release. See, and I don't think you say excellent, but I'm going to be a cynical bastard here and say, I don't think it's going to work either way, really. I don't think you're going to see much of a difference because they're going to keep everything so secretive and closed off and just do internal testing and then release it. They're going to find 1,000 things that their QA and testing team didn't pick up because they didn't batch it or let people beta test it, and then when you release it to 50,000 people, they're gonna find balance problems. They're gonna find bugs. They're gonna find loopholes. People are gonna find ways around stuff. Like there's just too many of us versus them in any scenario to make that what they want. However, with that being said, I'm totally open and curious to see how the batching system works. I don't know if they have some sort of internal roadmap plan for how to deal with this. Maybe higher focus groups or something like that. Stuff that big companies do that you don't see a company like Jagex doing. They could make this work, but not if they're going to keep their current QA model. And their current QA model doesn't even work now. Anyway, that's all I have to say.
And that's what we said. We'd like to see them go into a beta to check it all out. But the problem with doing that is it gives people who are on the beta sort of an unfair advantage because they know what to look for.
If the beta is accessible to everyone, though, it's only it's maybe technically still an unfair advantage to someone who has the time versus someone who doesn't have the time. But at the very least, you can pull that plausible deniability argument of, well, it was accessible to everybody. You can't complain about it.
That's true. Yeah, no, I would agree.
It would
with
be
that.
like the whole Bond argument, like, well, it's just like, okay, but anyone can use them and they give membership to people. How can you hate them and call them real world trading, even though they technically are, but they do so much good? Anyway, so that's how I feel about that. I'd like to be positive, but my brain doesn't allow me to, so I apologize. Anyway, we got bank bidders coming here as well. Of course, that was originally slated for November. It's being delayed until February of 2017. As far as I'm concerned, you can keep pushing it into like 2020, 2050, 2091. I don't give a shit.
I do like their where they said, well, why has it gone back so far? Because they want to work on it. Yeah, that's right. They said they're doing other things. Yeah. So we're not going to sort of delay anything else. That can just go back, and that's fine because it's a nice little event, but it's nothing that's sort of going to be game breaking, or it could be game breaking actually, but it's nothing that's sort of groundbreaking.
It sounds like they've put a good amount of checks in place to
make sure
that it's going to minimize actual damage to the game economy, and it's like. Yeah, right. It's going to be extremely unlikely that, Joe Schmo, who's been playing for a month and a half, puts 100K down and all of a sudden inherits 40 billion gold. It's like the likelihood of that happening is going to be pretty much.
That's it.
Not.
Actually, speaking of accounts, my daughter has been chatting to this guy recently, which I'm not happy about. But anyway, he apparently used to play RuneScape. Is it, and I want to throw this out there, is it morally corrupt of me to say he's not allowed to date my daughter unless he gives me access to that account so I can clean it out?
I mean, are you admitting to real world trading your own daughter?
No, just she's allowed to go on dates with him only if I get his account.
You're using your daughter literally as a commodity in that transaction. You are. I feel like
he's got nothing good on it anyway. I said, you got a party hat or anything like that? He says no, nothing good on it.
You want to date my daughter? You got a party hat, boy? Get out of here.
Anyway, let's go on.
Yeah, let's keep going. So, bank bidders delayed until February, of course, as just mentioned there. It's going to be a temporary event that allows players to raffle or gamble on 24 accounts in a 2-week period. The top 25 most valuable stack of items will be awarded to the winner of said account. The items are gained legitimately and not through gold farming or bot accounts, so it won't be any farming.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I did like that they sort of reiterated that it's it's people who've actually been banned for proper reasons, not just gold farmers and bots. So it's
good. But and that is good, and that also you have a chance of possibly getting an account like YouGotLittUps. That's I'm just throw that out there. But so you could get an absolute junk account where it could have just been someone following, stalking, or harassing somebody, and they literally have 12 burnt lobsters in their bank. They just used RuneScape as a way to harass people. Or you might get lucky, and it could be somebody whom just maybe decided to bot for one day, or maybe somebody whom bug abused or something like that, So who knows? And they say returning rares will be a rare occurrence. So the likelihood of you obtaining a discontinued rare is going to be probably pathetically low, because they're going to be curating these accounts to make sure of that. They're not going to randomly picking names out of a hat. Go ahead.
I would like to see them, they're going to do 24 accounts over that 2-week period. I would like to see them sort of have out of those, say 4 accounts, 1 in 6 that do have a party hat or a Santa or something like that on them.
Mm-hmm.
So hey, there is a chance, but there's only going to be 6 of them coming in.
Yeah, exactly. Because they didn't say they're not going to let those items in, but they are going to govern their release, which I think is the smart way to do that.
Yeah, well, that's right. You don't want to put an account out there that's got 48 party hats on it. Because that could sort of
that would be awesome.
Yeah, pick up one of those gambling ones.
If I had an account with that many party hats on it, I'd probably keep a set for myself and just go nuts. I'd make a lot of people really happy, is all I'm going to say. But I would make them do really stupid things.
I was going to say I would give them away, but there would be there'd be something you would have to do to make a fool of yourself.
There would be publicly recorded for YouTube to see. Yeah.
Yep. I would be doing exactly the same thing.
Per to the Mage's morning radio show, win a party hat. All you gotta do is just see how long you can hold your breath in this vat of acid. 95.7.
Make people go and fight monsters in bronze, and they've got to keep going until they kill it and things like that. And make someone 10 hours of agility, and they can have a party hat. And
first person to drink or eat an entire tube of Oragel will get a full party set. Yeah, that's Novocaine gel for anyone who doesn't know what that is.
Oh wow! You're just looking at killing people. I'm looking at doing funny things on the game. Jeez. And I'm known as the sociopath.
Oh, I mean, would you do something that potentially put? I'm gonna say probably no for you, but like, I'm gonna ask this to the audience as well. Would you do something, to yourself that it was probably there's a possibility of it like harming your health, maybe even permanently, for a party hat set? Like, if
for
I
a
like,
set?
yeah, for a set,
for a set, I would
for a full set.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I probably would too. If someone was like, "Here, I just want you to," I don't know, like you don't even know what it is. Like, here's a mystery container, right? You don't know what it is. It's just like it's like a Coke bottle with the label stripped off of it, but it's just some mystery liquid, and you have to drink it. You have no idea what it is. All I can tell you is I have access to Boston Genetics' laboratory, and you have to drink this.
Mage with party hats is poison ivy confirmed.
I'm not touching that one. Anyway, I still think bank bidders is kind of a bad idea, and I'll explain why. If they when we get to the frequently asked questions section about Bounty Hunter, I'm like 30% on board with Bounty Hunter. What is it? Drink 5 monsters in 2 minutes for a party hat? I've already done. If that was the case, I'd already have party hats.
That's easy done.
I've done that before. Like, if we're talking, like, if the average monster, right, is 16 ounces a serving, so we're talking serving sizes, I've definitely downed, like 3, 64-ounce cans in under 5 minutes. I can definitely do that. Not anymore. I couldn't do that anymore. I couldn't even drink one now without, like, having a...
When I was younger, we had a bet, and we had Red Bull. I don't know if you have Red Bull in America.
Sure.
But
pretty sure it's an American product.
Oh, is it? Okay, yeah. We had a bet who could scull 6 of those the quickest. I was the only one who actually got all 6 down.
My first Red Bull made me gag. I almost threw up when I tasted my first Red Bull, and then I chugged it. It's just like you're instantly addicted when something makes your body reel in reaction to it, and then you're immediately like, give me more of that. Like, your body's like reacting to it as if it's poison, and then you're just immediately like, I must have more of this liquid. I can't even handle caffeine right now. I haven't put any sort of stimulant into my body for like 5 years, but I'm trying to slowly work myself back into like maybe like caffeinated tea. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. So let me get back on here. They say items are gained legitimately and not through gold farmer or bots, as we mentioned there. So, we don't have to worry about like accounts like, as someone was saying, like Fishy's account or something like that. We don't have to worry about anything like that. No large stack of items that would destabilize the economy. So if you were hoping to obtain like a max stack of like sewing needles or something, so you could have one of those quirky collections, you're probably not going to obtain one of those.
Would you be really upset though with the mining smithing rework coming if you got
max stack
coal?
She had 2.14 billion coal, and they're all worth like 3 GP each.
Yeah. That's still 3 max cash.
That is still,
yeah, exactly. You wouldn't be.
No, you wouldn't. You really wouldn't. Returning rares will be a rare recurrence. Oh, funny. So there's that. So that's Bank Bidders coming in February. Perfect month to release it in. My birth month. I love it. Thanks. Great birthday present, Jagex. Christmas event is going to tie up the 15-year anniversary. It's going to bring back past Christmas events, and
Yay!
winter weekends will come back. Why are we talking about the Christmas event in November is what I really want to know here. But I'm trying to have.
It was a question that was asked in chat.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to be a different person this year, okay? I have not really celebrated any holidays in the past, 4 or 5 years, and I'm going to try my very hardest to not be a cynical party-pooping, nobody wants to be around me depressing son of a bitch this Christmas.
Oh, I'm going to do that so nobody does want to be around me and I can be...
I'm going to try my hardest to actually have a Merry Christmas. I don't know if it's actually going to work, but I'm going to try. I'm trying to have a positive outlook for once, because winter is really hard for me. So, anyway, let's continue on here. Considered plans and ninja backlogs. So what we have coming up that are being considered are shops possibly resetting at reset. A lot of people really want that, so they can do their day. Basically, for some people, going around to shops is a daily. I would assume that's more of an Iron Man thing. But I assume there's plenty of mid-tier players that also will buy things up there to sell at a higher price on the Grand Exchange that have buy limits and whatnot.
A lot of your your pure skilling accounts do that type of thing. They'll go to all the shops and they'll buy their 1,000 yaks and all their feathers and things like that. And it is sort of frustrating where if you get there a little bit early and you can't get it yet. It's like when you get your sand from Bert. I think they reset that to game reset now as well. But I remember, I remember the old days where I used to go there and you were 25 minutes early and you go, oh, bugger, and then you just skip it for that day because you can't be bothered going back there again.
Sure. Let's see. So I'm not going to bother talking about what's not planned because that's like saying raise your hand if you're not here.
I know.
There's no point. There's no point in talking about what's not. Oh, this isn't happening. This isn't happening. This isn't happening, and this isn't happening. I hope you are better informed and can continue your day knowing that you now know what's not happening. No. Anyway, so miscellaneous. Bank Bidder devs are now working on achievements, so that's where the Bank Bidder devs are going, and that's why they're not coming back until February to refinish Bank Bidders with the new feedback that's been provided by Reddit and so forth and so on. Testing for Livid Farm Point reduction begins soon, TM. So hopefully we'll be seeing Livid Farm Point reduction by Q1 of next year. We will not allow you to keepsake the Hellfire Bow as it's meant to be unique. That'll be great. There is also only one per world, so you can only have it if you die or log out. I have seen pictures of people smuggling it outside of the wilderness, but I assume that will probably be fixed, and it can't actually be used outside of the wilderness, merely cosmetically smuggled at this point. So let that be known, and we can move into the actual November updates. So, starting with the next week's update, we have the pre-release for Children of Ma coming into the game. I'm actually excited for this, and this is interesting because it's coming into the dig site, and it's going to help you get from level 65 to 75 in mining, agility, divination, and it's a permanent addition to the game. This isn't a limited thing. This is something that's just going to be there from now on, which I think is great.
As I was explaining it, it's like the prayer thing that they did down in Lumbridge.
Yeah, the whatchamacallit, the what the hell was that stupid? The abomination.
I can't remember the name.
Yeah, I can't remember it off the top of my head as well.
The abomination you had to fight.
I thought it was I remember I was going to call it the abomination, but I thought it had another name. It could be, but I don't know.
Someone in chat will bring it up in a sec.
I'm sure. So, here's basically the whole oversight of it is a young lady discovers Zeros' throne, and then you have the ability to mine crystals and transport them to a machine. You can also pedal a bike to refine the crystals for agility experience. I
don't like that pedaling bike thing all the time. They seem to be the Nexus. That was cool, but this
the Nexus
bike and thing. I don't know. I think that's copping out a little bit because they've done the pedaling bike on a couple of things now. I think, especially down here, Zaros's throne room, you want it impactful. You want sort of something that stands out. And I think just pedaling a bike is...
This was he was basically like the king of the known universe at the time.
Exactly.
He probably didn't have silver penny farthings hanging out in his throne room. Wouldn't the Hellfire Bow as a cosmetic token bought from Bounty Hunter be awesome? That would be pretty sweet. I really love the actual look of the Hellfire Bow. I highly doubt they'll do it because I think they want to encourage people to go in the wilderness. They are trying so hard to get us in the wilderness. Jagex is like 2016's like #1 lurer. It's ridiculous. It's not happening. I'm not doing it. I'm not going in the wilderness, Jagex. Stop trying to get me killed. It's just elf agility rehashed. I just wish they'd stop rehashing content. I personally don't care that much. It doesn't bother me. I like the idea of bottled content and stuff like that. If it gets content out to me faster, as long as there's some story to it, and as long as it's not every single update. Once a month, I don't mind seeing some reused graphics and possibly reused animation and stuff like that. But if it becomes like everything, I'd probably start to get a little upset.
Normally, I don't care, but I just think because of what this is, I think Zaros deserves something more than a bike.
I'll agree with you there. It really should be you like orchestrating the like energies in the air, and you have to do like like crazy flips and maneuvers as you're like weaving these energies into like these other energies, and I don't know what I'm talking about, but it looks cool in my head. Too bad you can't see that yet. Wait for Reddit or YouTube's. We got YouTube 360 now. Just wait for YouTube brain, direct brain to brain. That'll be coming by at least 2030. Anyway, so there's also agility and divination. You had me at divination, so I'm gonna definitely be checking it out and seeing what the XP rates are like. Obviously, I am no way in hell gonna pass up this sweet ass 2 million an hour incandescent energy racket that I got going on. But I'm curious to see what the divination XP per hour is, because there's gonna be a time when this isn't as profitable as it is right now.
All these things are really just to work you to get from 65 to 75. Yeah. It is a set limit of XP. So
it probably doesn't scale to your
level. Got at Nexus.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. No, it's like the Nexus. It was 43k. Right. That was it, and this will be probably the same. So however amount of XP it is from
761k.
Okay, that's what you'll get from each one. 761k.
So there it is. Well, you thought I was smart.
Yeah, I thought, geez, you got that pretty quick, and then I looked down at the next line.
The next line.
Okay.
you blown the cover back. You broke the fourth wall. People are supposed to have faith in my amazing brain power here, and you're blowing my cover. Yeah, no. So
wow. Sorry, can I just say, have they updated the amount of treasure hunter keys they're giving away at the moment?
I don't think so. Why?
I have earned 5 tonight.
What? That's crazy. Are you sure?
5 free. Yeah, no, definitely.
Pern's withdrawing from lack of endo, and he's starting to hallucinate.
Yeah. I've just got another one, and it's just like... Wow,
I have 4 at the moment.
A bunch of different things. Well, I used my 3 for the day, and I've actually picked up 4. And what time?
You done any daily challenges or?
No, I did my island. I got 2 on the islands. I've been doing some agility.
I don't know. That's crazy.
That's basically it. Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, I'm not going to complain.
Don't log out. Maybe you'll just keep getting keys if you.
Well, the problem is what's this week's promotion? Is it going to be something good, or is it just going to be crap that I don't need them for anyway?
I don't know. I mean, aren't all promotions technically crap you don't need? By the promotions, this week's coming promotion is going to be you can see right now. It's fire. It's the fire breathing promotion again. So fire making. It's going to be a fire making promotion, celebration of fire, which is garbage.
That's why I'm getting it. Yeah,
it can't happen on a good week.
Yeah. Pern praising Jagex rewards him with keys.
Now we know the truth.
Yeah.
Pern's a shill for treasure hunter this whole time. We should have known, to be honest. Anyway, so rewards, as said, 761k in each of the above-mentioned skills. After that, it sounds like it will no longer be functionable. So maybe you go there. It's going to be basically they just copy the Nexus, which is fine.
Yep.
I can't believe I just did what I just did. I literally just went to the Max Guild to get a new Scrimshaw of Energy Gathering, then equipped one, then triggered my preset, which doesn't have one because they're variable items, and then went all the way back and was like, where's my Scrimshaw of Energy? Well, maybe I shouldn't have activated my stupid... Yeah. You gotta put the Scrimshaw on after. It's like the underwear goes inside the pants, Magebit. All right. So letters sent by Azanadra that give insight into life in Satistan are also things. So there's going to be some lore there, is what they're saying here. And the higher level you are, the faster you'll collect that lore. Is it a requirement for the Master Quest game? They didn't say.
It should be. It better be.
I hope so. I hope so.
No, it's anything to do with lore should be Master Quest Cape. And one thing I do want to actually throw in a complaint here, if I can go off on a tangent again.
Go ahead.
Why the hell do we have to get one journal from the mammoths, one journal from the camels, one journal from the wyverns, and 5 from those stupid one-hit Ripper demons?
I think you just answered your own question pretty much.
That's just from I've got 3 of them so far. 2 more to get. It's just driving me nuts.
How many more challenges do you have to go until you're done with Master Quest Cape? Hey, we got Shinji over on Twitch. How you doing? Welcome. 7,
I think.
7. Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah.
The Master Quest Cape ones aren't too egregious, are they? They were kind of well balanced from what I remember.
Yeah. They're good. A lot of them are sort of long. But, as long as it's to do with lore, I don't mind. I've got to go get the next book. That's one. And that's where I'm going to be sort of reeling in Stormsmith to help me out with that. But it's, I like the Quest Cape, and I think it's better because of how long it is to get everything, and a lot of it is RNG. Like, to get the wedding ring, it took me almost 1,100 kills of those crystal elves in. So things like that. But anything to do with lore, I think, should definitely be included. So
I agree. I hope so. I mean, if not, I will probably be complained about, I would assume.
I would say that they may not do it sort of in the first 30 days and then add it afterwards. But I think, if it's lore, it should be on the Master Quest Cape.
I agree. We got Bounty Hunter as well. The release date, again, is the 14th for that. And, of course, we've talked about Bounty Hunter in detail, so I don't feel the necessity to cover all of the bullet points about that again. I think we should just keep going, to be honest. Is there anything you want to bring up in regards to Bounty Hunter?
Not really. It's just it's not something I am overly interested in. If this fails, I hope that they just give up on PVM. And as
you mean PvP, I assume.
PvP. And someone said in chat before about if they just put Revenants, remove PKing and put Revenants back in Wildy. I think if this fails, that's what they should be looking at doing more. Make it a really dangerous area, but it's NPCs you're fighting and avoiding.
The God's death was pretty sad. Yeah, we're over on the Twitch side of things. Yeah, OSRS is, it's good too. We cover some OSRS here in the show as well. Not as often. We will be having an OSRS show launching this, hopefully, week. That's up to my other co-hosts to actually organize and produce that, and then I'm not gonna publish it. But obviously Gothix's death. It has been a long tragedy that we've had to deal with for the past few years here. But you can live comfortably in old school RuneScape, knowing that the gods are all still there and fine, and Pern is an old school RuneScape dabbler. I myself,
I will probably. After Christmas, I need to earn, and I do need to apologize to Alex because I have taken a bit of a hiatus on my old school series that I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I will definitely get back to it, but I need to earn enough money to pay for membership and things, and probably sort of in December or after Christmas, I'll get back into old school properly and start doing more there then.
Fair enough. So what else? Again, we have that was Bounty Hunter. I let you kind of rant about Bounty Hunter. I got nothing to say about Bounty Hunter. Children of Ma, coming out in late November. Again, no exact date, but my guess would be probably the last week of November we'll be seeing Children of Ma. Again, it's going to require the Light Within and Karashi's Troubles. Early bird bonus for the completion in the first 2 weeks, meaning you'll get more experience points for completing the quest if done in the first 2 weeks. You're going to be able to view the original betrayal at Sentistan in all of its glory. View Zaros and Zamorak's first reunion since the betrayal. Magerat are going to be having their power drained, which means the ritual will have to occur more frequently now. You'll also get to visit the ritual site on Gielinor and on Furnace to find the solutions to their issues. Reward is going to be 2 quest points. And again, spoilers, but 2 quest points. You're going to get a Karashi bobblehead. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like that they gave out, told us what all these rewards are going to be. I mean, especially like little cosmetics like the bobbleheads and the Zamorak's Magebucks armor override. I don't think they should have released that. That should have been a nice surprise for us.
I agree. I don't particularly care for it when they give us the whole... I'm hoping they didn't put something on this list. I'm hoping that... Because they acted like they pretty much just threw all the rewards out there. I'm hoping that was like a sly feint on their behalf, and they're actually holding stuff back. And they're just they were just very convincing. Is that wishful thinking? Like, more than likely. However, I'm hoping that this is not the full list of rewards, although this seems like a pretty feature-complete reward set here. So again, we got the Karashi bobblehead and Zamorak's Magerat armor override, which again sounds pretty sweet. I loved the armor override that came with Dimension of Disaster, so I'm hoping of something on kind of tier with that, and I'm hoping that they actually put some graphics budget into it, which they occasionally skimp on non-treasure hunter graphics, so we'll see. Shard of Ma is another item you're going to get. It's going to protect against aggressive mobs in God Wars Dungeon 2 and will raise the multiplier cap to 400%, making getting your kill count even faster. Go ahead.
And that, again, is another one that they should have kept secret and just not let it out, because it's like, okay, well, everyone knows what it's going to be now. There's none of that wow factor. Wow, this is really cool when you get it. Because when I do quests, I never look at what the are. Just listening to this, it just sort of disappointed me a bit that they told us everything.
Yeah. They're also again, a new Slayer creature, kind of on par with Glaciers and Automatons. These are going to drop a tier 85 range power glove, which will allow you to use snipe while moving. And the gloves will degrade to a broken state, so they will be repairable. They're not a degrade to dust item, which makes sense for their tiering level. I was getting a lot of feedback from chat at one point, and it seemed like people were mostly saying this this doesn't sound very useful at all when we have tier 90 power gloves. Like, oh, you can move while sniping. That, who cares is what I was reading in chat. Were those people just being cynical d-bags, or?
Yes,
because
as usual,
moving with snipe sounds
is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And this is what we've talked about this before. I mean, probably 85. It would have been probably nicer to see either an 83 with a nice little perk, or an 86 with a perk. This is what we want to see more variety rather than just a tier thing. Have little different perks and such in the ranges of armor that's there. And it seems every time they try and say that, everyone seems to shoot them down all the time. But we want to see sort of weapons specialized for things and armor specialized for things. So these type of gloves and boots are the type of thing that you can sort of get that specialization with. So you have it so it's really good against a certain creature.
Yeah, I agree with Zeno. Being able to move while casting Snipe is great. I mean, Snipe is one of the highest damage-dealing abilities, and right now, apparently, I think it's kind of broken with Revolution, meaning you can cast it faster than you're supposed to. So
yes.
I don't know. Anyway, miscellaneous. Graphically updated all the Magerat. There will be a trailer to the quest coming out before the quest. A portion of the quest will be played as Karashi, and Saren will play a role, but the Dragonkin will not. So, there you go.
I liked how they were talking about Karshai. When he's walking, you'll have those
He always right animation.
Yeah. And did you hear the name of Zamorak's?
Zamorak's what? Lost you there.
Zamorak's sister.
No, I didn't.
They said,
yeah.
So the female Zamorak's is, and I can't remember what they said, but it was quite funny.
Fair enough.
They were having jokes and things, and it was just full of comedy. That one, they were all joking around.
Yeah, they were having a jolly good time.
I mean, Mod Shawnee ended up on the floor at one stage laughing so hard.
That's about where I tuned out, to be honest.
No, that was when.
This is when I literally tuned out. Like I had to go do stuff. I didn't mean it like an offensive term. Yeah.
No, Mod Osborne had read something from chat. Says, "I love it watching your bar rise, Shawnee," and the look on Shawnee's face, and he just lost it completely and just collapsed on the floor.
That feeling when all the J mods have a 5-year-old level sense of humor. There's a bunch of late 20, mid 30, and 40-year-old men sitting on a couch, and they all laugh at a dick joke live on the. Anyway, let's continue on here. So we have a post here by Mod Harrison, who has a stickied post here in the PvP section of the RuneScape official forum saying PvP-specific combat changes. So this post was originally created about a week ago, but we're just getting to it now. And I don't believe this is actually taken into the live game yet, so you may want a heads up. So it says here, hi all, coming soon, hopefully before the release of Bounty Hunter, there will be some changes to the way combat mechanics work in PvP, specifically, which will be listed below with their modifications. First up, Reflect. Lowered the effects of the ability down from 50 to 25%. The ability works as it would before, just halved. And again, this is only in PvP, this does not affect PvM, just want to caveat that one last time. Just anyone who wasn't paying attention, freak out. Reprisal.
I started to panic then realized it was oh, no, that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, it's just, that's why I said that. Reprisal modified the diminishing return boundaries on the damage from 7,000, 6,000, 5,000, 3,000 to 5,000, 4,000, 3,000, 2,000 for PvP. Raids reward armor halved the activation chance of all defensive abilities being reset on raids. Reward armors when hit. Again, PvP. Diminishing returns on stuns. Lowered the stun diminishing returns drop-off point from 15 seconds down to 3 seconds. As I already mentioned, we have to hope that these changes are in-game before Bounty Hunter so we can see how they pan out. But again, I don't think they've hit the game as of yet, unless I'm wrong about that. But I don't think I am, so we'll just have to wait. Because again, Bounty Hunter got delayed, so I guess we still have time for them to put this in. Anyway. Just wanted to kind of rattle that off. Don't really have anything to really say about it. Just kind of wanted to do it as kind of a little bit of a PSA there. And shall we move along to bank bidders? You want to go into detail on this nonsensical update to the game? All right. This is a frequently asked question and update for bank bidders posted by Mod Shawnee, and this was posted yesterday. So it says, hey everyone, originally scheduled for release in November, bank bidders will now be delayed until February 2017. Below is a frequently asked question on why bank bidders is being delayed, as well as an overview of what it intends to achieve. First up, why is bank bidders being delayed until February? When we announced that bank bidders at RuneFest, we didn't expect the reaction being both positive and negative that we got. It was clear that the design needed more work to accommodate your feedback and get the project right, and that meant delaying the project. The earliest that we could get the developer and QA resources for this update was for a launch in 2017 of February, but we're confident that we can get something great out for then. Yes, Zenel's been tracking RuneScape official forum active people. He says, since I started tracking, which has been since Monday, there has not been over 40 active people on the forums at the same time. That's sad.
Doesn't surprise me.
Doesn't surprise me either. I would be curious to know what the lowest peak point is, to be honest with you. Like, when is the worst time to visit the forums if you're looking for people to talk to? Anyway, I guarantee you also, like, 40 of those people, like, 20 of them are F-mods, just waiting to lock threads. Anyway, is bank bidders a raffle or an auction? There are two different ways that you can play bank bidders. One is a raffle with a different account put up every day. As with the previous September raffles, you will get one ticket per day by visiting bank bidders areas, and another ticket by completing a daily challenge. You can then choose which raffle to enter your tickets for. We will draw the winning tickets on a live stream. So I'm perfectly fine with that portion of bank bidders. It's completely unbiased and blind. This is the portion I have a problem with here. The second way of playing is by blind bidding. We will present you 5 accounts to you when you enter the bank bidders arena. You are then able to enter a max bid of any of those accounts. So you can enter a max bid. I'm assuming a max bid means max cash stack? What do they mean by max bid?
Your maximum bid you can go up to, and the highest person who bid on it gets it. So if I say my max bid's going to be 150,000.
Oh, okay. So like eBay style, I can say my max bid is 150,000, but it'll auto bid me up until then. Okay,
but someone's just going to put in 2.1.
That's what I'm saying. Is if there's 5 accounts up per day and and some asshole just max cash stack bids every account, then they just win immediately.
What? Yeah, but what would be good, really, really good about that is if they ensure that these ones have the crap prizes.
That would be hilarious.
Like these are the ones that have got the 10,000 coal or something sitting on it, and the one where you get the raffle ticket, they're the ones that have the good stuff on. That's just get the. Just have a real good gold sink where you're going to get crap, but hey, you wanted to take the risk and bid on those.
Yeah, that would be awesome in my opinion.
that's why I do it.
Hilarious.
I'm an asshole, so
yeah, just a little bit. But that's what this is why I don't think this type of system, just because it's blind bidding and you don't know which account you're bidding on, doesn't mean that some asshole won't come along and drop the maximum possible bid, immediately ending the competition, just to do that, just to grief people, just to take away the fun.
Yeah, someone's going to do that because there's
I'm waiting for it
out there with that sort of money to be able to do that.
I've got my "I told you so" emote ready.
Yep,
I'm ready. So we'll check back on this in February. And I'll be ready to say I told you so when somebody puts down a max cash stack, so we just can't have the account, or what's on the account. And again, will they probably end up losing most of that money? Yes, but it's not about what you get, it's about ruining the sport. It's about ruining the fun for people. That's what trolling is about. It's not about anything productive, it's about just making other people unhappy. So whether or not they end up losing billions of gold has nothing to do with it if it just takes away the fun for everybody else. In case I remember correctly, max cash stack isn't the max bid. From what I understand, you can go above that limit. Interesting. That's good to know. Because we all don't know anyone who might rig the raffle. Yeah. Anyway, how long are you planning to do bank bidders for? How many accounts will be available? Bank bidders will be a 2-week event with the 2 live streams to reveal weekly winners. If the event is successful, we may decide to do them more frequently in the future, but there are no plans at the moment. Like, I don't understand why they're putting so much effort into something that seems to be so fleeting. Like, it just doesn't sound like this is a thing that's going to be around for very long.
It's Mod Osborne's little baby pet idea, and if he says, I want this, they're going to do it.
It just seems like a waste of development time to me. This whole thing just seems like it could be used for better, like a quest or something.
In all honesty, I really just think this would just be 1 or 2 sort of developers worrying about this thing anyway.
I don't know. They made it sound like they needed a decent amount of people. If they had to,
yeah, they made it sound like that.
That's true. Will this cause inflation? What will Jagex do to avoid this? Before Bank Bidders begins, we will be transparent about the rare items entering the game over the course of the event. We will try to find a balance between revealing enough information about these items and maintaining the surprise of Bank Bidders. We are extremely confident that the value of these items will be negligible to the wider economy, but we want to reassure the markets that this is so. For example, over 4,000 unique party apps were traded in the past month. The introduction of an additional one, for example, would have an extremely limited impact. We will not choose accounts that have resource stacks that would impact the economy on an even limited scale. The event will also only be a 2-week temporary event, so there will not be a constant influx of items from bank bidders. So some good safety caveats there as far as, like, this isn't something that's going to be like a weekly or a daily thing. It's maybe like a quarterly or maybe even biannually. We don't know. It could be, it could be even less than quarterly. Who knows?
If they did it once or twice a year, or even 3 times a year,
if they did it quarterly, I think I would be okay with it. If it goes well the first time and some asshole doesn't end up with all the accounts.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Why are you allowing illegitimate items to enter the game? Why should a player benefit from something that has been gained by cheating? Bank bidder items will be from legitimate players who subsequently committed an offense. We will not include botted resources or the products of gold farming. It is important to use to us that bank bidders also reminds players about what happens to those who offend in RuneScape. To better deliver that message, players will have to answer a question about account security when they place a bid or ticket. So that just seems like such a non-fix. Oh, you'll have to answer a question about account security to make us all feel better, like that we're no. You're still taking items that have been confiscated from people. Go ahead.
Only people who have Authenticator and two-step on their Gmail should be allowed to use
I
it.
agree. If you don't have
And
everything, if
Yeah.
you don't have everything set to two-factor, you just should not be able to. You shouldn't be able to participate in the internet. Anyway.
Yeah.
Hard party hats and other rares added to Grand Exchange when a player was banned. Rares from banned accounts are not added to the Grand Exchange. They are effectively removed from the game. I want to say that again. Rares from banned accounts are not added to the Grand Exchange. They are effectively removed from the game. I've had this argument with know-it-alls before who think they go into the Grand Exchange.
I actually was told that when I first started, and that's why I always wanted to get a max cash stack and just leave one spot in there for 5 years, and then I'd eventually get one. But it's not worth it because obviously it doesn't happen.
Yeah, so stuff it, everyone who called me. Anyway, bank bidders will take a very small number of these rares that would have been removed from the game and redirects them back into the game. Will untradeable items be available? Untradeable items will not be available via bank bidders. Good. I know. I mean, that's like the one way. Yeah, it's actually one way you. And I know why they're doing it, but it would be one way of keeping interest in bank bidders as a possible chance of getting a past, holiday event that was.
Scythe or What would you think if they decided to turn around and those untradeable items from back then decided that they could be sold? How do you?
Oh, you mean when Jagex gets sold to another company?
If they turned around and one day and just said, "Okay, well, all those untradeable items,
think it would be
going to allow you
madness.
to do."
I think Diango would see the most activity he's ever seen in his life. I think it would really fuck the. I think it would really fuck the economy for a while. As far as
for a while,
I think
a
lot of rich people.
Yeah.
I think you see a lot of transfer of wealth. That's what I think. Yeah, I think you see a lot of transfer of wealth from accounts that were not very rich. From accounts that were very rich. Anyway, where was I? How many items? Person's account. And how many items will I gain from another person's account? A winning player will gain the top 25 item stacks from the account's bank or inventory, determined by value. We reserve the right to amend these 25 stacks if they would negatively affect the game, such as impacting the game economy adversely, for example. So again, like we were saying previously, you're not going to probably get somebody's max stack, needle collection or bucket of sand collection or something like that.
Now, again, they say we reserve the right to amend these 25 stacks. Well, I'm sorry, if those stacks... I mean, obviously they've got access to the accounts. They know what's in there. So why are they even going to bother putting those accounts
why
up?
not?
Just don't put those counts. Find a different account.
What if that account has some really crazy stacks, but then it also has some not so crazy stacks, but the overall account's still worth a couple billion or something.
Yeah, fair enough. I didn't actually think of that part, so good point.
Anyway, let me continue on here. Let's see here. What is stopping players from recognizing their account and revealing the value of it to everyone? That's funny. Obviously, the accounts available on bank bidders will be anonymous. Aside from the minor details that could not be used to work out the bank's identity, for example, we might reveal that an account has a quest cape, which would highlight interesting behaviors of that account, but would not reveal an identity. I would love it, though, if they revealed the identity on the live stream after the fact. I know that they probably won't.
I hope they do.
But I kind of hope they do. That would be kind of fun.
This was such and such's account, yeah.
What is stopping a fraudulent or hijacked account from winning another account? The bank bidders event ends at least 24 hours before the live stream when the winners are announced. In that intervening period, we will check to ensure that the winners are legitimate players. So here's a good way to get your account investigated, apparently. They just admitted right here. If you enter into bank bidders, you effectively open your own account up to JMod investigation. This is like a conspiracy right here. I should be writing a conspiracy forum post right here.
I like that idea.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, I wonder if anyone else picked up on that. I'll have to go read the comments afterwards and see if anyone else picked up on that little conspiracy bit there. Bird, would you like to grab the next one? My voice is getting a little hoarse.
Yep.
Will I have to pay?
Will
I have to
pay to, even if I'm not the winning bidder? When a player makes a bid on a blind bidding account, the GP amount will be removed from their coin purse. If the player has the highest bid on the account, that money will be removed and they will gain a key to access the winnings from a chest. If a player has not made the highest bid, the GP is returned to them once they next log in. It's also worth noting that a bidder will pay an entrance fee of 1 million GP, subject to change, if they wish to make a bid on an account. They will not be reimbursed. How will I find out if I've won? The live stream will reveal winners for both the blind bidding and raffle aspects of the event. A winning player will also be informed on login and will receive a key to access their winnings from a chest.
Fancy. Can you imagine the views that YouTube video would get?
Yeah, that I think there'll be a lot of people. What is happening to all the gold that is generated by this event? The gold generated by the winning bids and entrance fees will be removed from the game. Why have you delayed this update, and when is it coming out? We had not anticipated the reaction to bank bidders on launch, and your feedback has meant some changes to the design. We have found a new space for it at the start of next year, which will accommodate your feedback. Can I bid using other items than just gold coins? What if I want to bid beyond the 2.147 billion gold limit? Our current thinking is that players can submit a bid up to 2.147 billion gold and then top up that amount with more gold up to an unlimited amount.
Holy dicks.
You will not be able to use other items to bid. What is to stop someone from winning all of the bids? What if they're using alternate accounts? A single player can only win one account from both the raffle and the blind bidding, and we will check that a player who has created multiple accounts can only win once. Bad luck, Flarefox. We will reimburse any player who has made multiple max bids for multiple accounts. No, I think if they do that, they just keep their money so Flarefox misses out. Hopefully, frequently answered questions. Hopefully the FAQ answers a lot of your questions. But of course, if you have any other thoughts, please let us know in the comments below.
Very good. Very good. I think one of my favorite comments here, and I'm not going to try to find it again, but when I originally was reading this article was like, please tell me this is... Oh, here it is. Please tell me Bank Bidders is a tap project and not a resource trade. So it's like immediately like, why? Please, just why are you wasting time on this? But you know what? It doesn't sound as bad after the fact. Like it's not that bad. What are your thoughts after going through the frequently asked questions? Your final thoughts on bank bidders until the next time they bring up bank bidders.
Same as I had last time. I don't really mind. I thought they were just going to stick to the raffle thing, which I thought was a better idea. The bidding side of things, I don't mind so much. There's only going to be 12 accounts that they're going to do that. I do hope that they scam those people and don't put anything good on them. So
that would be hilarious.
Rich people do lose a bunch. I mean, I could just see someone, bidding 20 billion and picking up the top 5 items is like, 45 gold ore and, some rune plate armor or something like that.
No, rune, that's too good for them.
Yeah, I'd love to see something like that. But again, I'll enter the raffle, but that's all I'm going to worry about. And,
I'm in the same boat as you. Is I will enter the raffle, but I'm not going to be blind bidding when I know people out there have far more money than I do.
Yeah.
I am by no means a rich man, and I know that I could be bid into the ground, so that's a waste of my time.
Exactly.
But I'd be more than happy to...
But I'll certainly watch it. I'll be watching the stream.
Oh, that'll be great. It'll be a fun thing to cover, once it's happened. It'll be a fun post-event breakdown to go through when the time comes. Anyway, that's Bank Bidders in a nutshell. I think me and Pern are fairly on the same base. Love to hear your response to it. Will you be participating in Bank Bidders, whether it be raffle or... I'm more interested to know if anyone's actually planning on going and blind bidding. If you're planning on blind bidding, please share your story with me. No, but in all seriousness. Anyway, so that's that.
Imagine a clan getting together and they just pool their money and sit there to try and win.
That actually might be the best way to do it.
A party had to sit there and share around with the clan. Of course, a clan owner would have to just own it and just loan it to everyone.
That's the thing about it. Like you'd have to liquidate everything you win.
No. It's just the clan owner keeps the party hat and just loans it out
and just
to everyone.
lends it to people.
Yeah.
It's the clan party hat.
He says because he is the clan owner.
Yeah, I know. I was hoping we'd start talking about what happens to the people with the silver and bronze keys as well.
Well, they get first priority to wear it and get the photo taken.
Fair enough. If I can have the party hat for just a couple of days out of the week, I'm happy. Anyway. Or at least I get to pick the color, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, so this is just a quick PSA here. A link that was created this week on the RuneScape forums, the RuneScape Reddit, that got quite upvoted was the link to a lot of handy RuneScape links. So there's a bunch of different links here that may help you in your RuneScaping. So I figured it was worth doing a PSA. There's a link in the show notes for you. If you are so interested, I posted here. If you want to find my post and upvote it, that would be much appreciated.
To look for your post,
right?
I can't see it.
It's probably it's like in hell is where it is.
Yeah, I'm going through. I thought you only did it a little while ago. It should be top, but I can't see it anywhere.
The best thing to do.
Oh, Magebit, there you are. There
is search. Yeah, is Control F Magebit, and you'll find me. I only have 2 upvotes right now. We need to get me up to the top so people know all about RuneScape Weekly. And upvote me. Just Control F Magebit, find my comment, upvote us. Let's get RuneScape Weekly onto the list. I didn't actually post a link to the podcast in the post because I don't like advertising. I just don't like it. Other people need to do it. I feel like when it's so shameful when you're the owner and you're the advertiser. It's just like I don't want to.
Go on, DX. Your turn to put the link in there. You know how to do it.
Anyway, I'm totally not encouraging people to post the link. I'm just saying, as the owner, it's too scummy to just like self-promote myself like that. I do it enough already. What we really need to do is get back to posting the shows on Reddit again, like we used to do. I stopped doing that because I forgot that I was doing it. Because it actually does bring in like 100 views. I can't guarantee you that that those are all garner new listeners, but they probably garner a few dislikes, to be honest with you, because people just love to dislike YouTube content, even if they don't watch it. But anyway, maybe we should start doing that again. Thoughts on that? Let me know. Anyway, we have a straw poll here called "How much of a Walk Like the Zombie event did you complete?" And this doesn't surprise me much at all. But this is a good sample size. 2,200 people voted in this poll, so it's a fairly good sample size. So I'm fairly okay with reporting this. Hey EBA, how you doing? How far into the show are we? Let's take a look. See, we're about 2 hours in, and I would say about a little over halfway through done. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, at least 10 more things to talk about here. So you missed the meat of the show, perhaps, but not the potatoes, if that makes any sense at all.
You can always go back to the best part of it and just look up Pyrnassius RS on YouTube and just listen to the patch notes. That's the most important
10
part.
minutes of glory. The only reason for tuning into RuneScape Weekly, of course.
Exactly.
So how much of the Walk Like a Zombie event did you complete? Again, 2,200 people voted in this. 56% of people did not even bother. 1,226 people voted. They didn't complete any of the fleshy parchment. 18%, or 393 people, completed some of Prestige 1. 15%, or 196 people who voted, completed one of the fleshy parchment. 9% of people completed 2 prestiges. 1% completed 4 of the fleshy parchments, and less than 1% completed 3 of the fleshy parchments.
You skipped 5 though.
Did I? Which ones?
Yeah.
Where is 5?
I completed 5, 321 votes, 15% of people.
Yes,
It was number 3, so yeah.
Sorry,
I was part of that 15%. So,
yes. Yeah. So 15%. So it was a very big jump of like you either didn't bother, or you completed a little bit of it, or you did, and then it just drops off from there. You did it all, or then you basically did nothing. Like you did like kind of like a weird amount. So more people didn't than did anything, but you either did or didn't really. This was like balls to the wall type of event. You either went for it or really didn't bother.
Yeah, I went for it, and I mean, you were getting 2 free brains a day anyway, just from one of the tasks. So that knocked out two of the hardest ones. And then, I mean, the brains are so common on your free spins.
It really,
anyway.
I prestiged fully. I got one full prestige off of free treasure hunter keys.
Exactly. So, and that's it. So it was just so easy to do. And I sort of complained about start that this is ridiculous. But once you sort of work out which ones not to do, it was pretty simple. And plus, I ended up making money from it as well because I had leftover elder pyre logs and the oil, and I sold those on the Sunday, and I made I think I made like about 7 or 8 mil on those.
Wow, very nice. It's crazy, like with that would be a great time to go farm those, I guess.
Oh, well, you should have seen how many people were down there. There were guys that's all they were doing. They were making, going to the G, selling them, and they were selling it at 30k a pop at one stage for the elder pie logs, and even the oil was 15k.
Wow, crazy. So, anything else you want to bring up, or shall we continue on to our next
I thought
topic
it was
here?
a fun little event, and
It was all right. I think it was
because-
more well balanced than people gave it credit for.
That's right, and that's it. We did the
People
test
took a
against
flaming
the-
hot shit on this, and I think it was a little
same.
unfair.
Exactly. What I do wish is the zombie bite. If you have a Prestige 5 with it, I think you should be able to have that zombie bite full time.
I agree. I completely agree. I think they really shafted, and they didn't. Everyone who I talked to about that outfit, their main argument was I prestiged it all to get the walk so I could continue biting people. Like, I talked to like 5 people and they all said that, and I had to unfortunately tell them that they don't have that ability to reread it, and they're like, well, then I guess I wasted my money. I was like, well, yeah, I guess. So if that was the only really cool thing about it, was the ability to kind of cause an infection. And there was actually a graphic of where they showed the spread of the infection, and it was really cool. And by the way, I want to just say something for anyone who, I don't have that map in front of me, and it takes a while for the infection to fully spread, but I want to say that for anyone who says that there aren't people, like everyone's locked to Prifddinas and in the Varric Grand Exchange, and that's it, really needs to look at that, because that entire map was covered in people who were bitten. There was no area of the map except for large chunks of the wilderness. Like, it was most of the wilderness was empty except for the warbands area at times, and the wilderness agility course was full, and there were people doing cursed energy. Like, so there were little clusters there who were infected, but.
What I would hope is, if they are taking it out, that every year at Halloween they do bring that back. Where for the 2 weeks
hope so.
You can do, put on the outfit and go and bite people. Because I mean, the main thing I wanted to max out the outfit for the rotting zombie outfit, because that looks really cool. I was disappointed it's not actually an override. But obviously sort of nothing you can do about that.
So what do you have to say to Elite's comment here? He says, I don't agree with letting people who use microtransactions to be able to affect how my character looks all year round, with the only way for me to stop it being to limit my gameplay. So, because
I didn't use microtransactions. I actually played the content.
So what do you have to say to that, Elite? What about people who unlocked it with good hard elbow grease? Anyway. I personally think that those types of things are fine. I think that they should maybe, if anything, to appease that situation, what I would say is possibly add another accept aid option that is for cosmetic, like accept aid cosmetic, and then you could turn that off, per se.
It's a bit of fun. It's not gonna. It doesn't affect your gameplay. You can still do everything. If you don't like it, you log out, you log back in, and
all I'm saying is if you add
stop
that,
whinging and have fun.
If you added that checkbox there at the very least, because accept aid miscellaneous is more than just it's a catch-all for it does turn off other features as well. So just make another box that doesn't turn off those other features and only turns off features that are status effects from other players and whatnot. And then I really feel like that takes that away, because you should have the option to turn it off. Like, you shouldn't have to be affected by somebody else's gameplay. I mean, that's why we let people have hidden examines and go ahead.
I could be one of those trolls who just goes and drops cannons on people, and I can just go and bite people who don't want to be bitten by a zombie. Just do it.
Say that last part again. I was reading Elite's comment.
I was saying I could be like those people who do the cannon troll, just come and drop it on you. I'll just go and bite people who don't want to be bitten and just annoy them. And every time they log out to sort of reset, I'll just bite them again.
You've heard it here, heard it first. Purd is becoming a full-on troll. It's inevitable. This is what microtransactions do to you. You think it's harmless. You think it's harmless and it will never affect you, and then you become whatever Pern has become. It's unmentionable at this point. I don't know.
An asshole. I've always
Disgusting.
been an asshole.
Anyway, let's continue on. Let me just actually read some more comments here. Log out, log back in, and they bite you again. Fun. Sentinel says, personally, I just don't want to support money-hungry microtransactions promotions, regardless of it being doable without microtransactions. Promos like this, microtransaction-focused, are too much for me.
But the thing is, these microtransaction promos are what sort of keeps a lot of things coming into the game. You want to have you should be happy other people are spending their money on the game because it keeps updates coming in that you are going to enjoy down the track.
Possible. I mean that's microtransactions allow the game to continue to be produced on the scale that it's being produced, and I don't like them, but I am willing to tolerate them, and I do think I mean they make me sad. I'll be honest. Like a lot of the promotions that I see in the game I'm like, come on, really? And then other ones like the fire promotion, the fire making promotion coming up, I don't give two rats asses about. But there are promotions that really do kind of upset me. Things like the Wonder Bar or the High Honto Armor or Sailing the Eastern Land. All that. Some of those promotions are. A lot of people hated the Mimic Boss. I mean, personally, I really liked the Mimic Boss. Stop scratching my chair. Get your claws out of my chair. Thank you. Sorry, my cat's kneading my chair. What was I saying? I totally lost my train of thought there. Damn it,
I don't know.
Boo-Boo.
You had a pussy problem, so I couldn't.
That is, yeah. Anyway,
sorry. You were saying you don't really care on some of them, but some of them annoy you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the Mimic one, for instance, annoyed a lot of people. I personally had fun fighting the Mimic boss, but I would rather it have been an in-game boss. That's for sure. Hell yeah.
Very few sort of bother me because and I am of a different age group and everything to everyone else as well. So yeah, I will put that out there. That type of thing doesn't bother me. I haven't grown up in all these type of different games. This is really the first online sort of multiplayer game I've played, and I only started sort of in 2011. And it was sort of when I was in my 40s. So I probably have a different view than most other people would on those type of things. But also being a manager and a businessman, sort of looking at the bottom line of companies and things like that, where you have to sort of take all that into account. That's probably why I'm a little bit more lenient on them than a lot of people would be in that regard too.
There's a very specific age group that has a major problem with microtransactions because of the time that they grew up in. If you were between the ages of 14 with decently tech savvy and rich parents, or 20 plus and able to purchase your own computers, or maybe you're on a college campus that had access to computers in the early 90s to late 80s, you were probably, and you were a nerd, of course, big caveat there, you had to be a nerd, you probably played some form of online game, and that game probably cost you an arm and a leg. For instance, Ultima Online would originally cost people upwards of dollars a minute to play. Can you imagine having to pay dollars a minute to play an online video game? And here in 2016 to almost 2017, we complain about things like this. Like, the model has refined over the years, and it's moved from a subscription-based to a more piece-based. I don't like the term micro-based to be microtransactions. I don't like the word micro because people bring up, like, some of these transactions are not micro. Hundreds of dollars is not a microtransaction. That is a big-ticket item, if you ask me. So when you with this whole peace type model where you go and pay bits and pieces here and bits and pieces here, and the fact that Jagex has a base cost to it for their product, I think gives them less leeway and gives the players more control than other scenarios. Like the fact that we have to pay a membership and microtransactions, I think is a little unfair. However, they're just in a situation where they can still get away with it. A lot of companies just would never be able to get away with that. As far as their popularity goes, like if Rift decided, like, 'cause Rift originally was, it was $60 in the box, right? And then I bought the box copy of Rift, cost me $60. Then after that, there was a $15 a month fee. I want to say, I think it was like $15 a month to play. And that was you had to pay, and that was it. And there were no updates. That was the game. There were expansion packs that you had to pay for that would come out eventually, but that was the game. You paid for that, and then you paid for them on a monthly basis, and you got nothing new except patches that fixed bugs or balancing issues and stuff like that. And then you paid for the next expansion when it came out, and then you kept going.
And that's where I don't mind the sort of the monthly subscription plus the sort of the treasure hunters and the Sutherland store and such, because we are getting constant updates weekly. Sometimes they're just patch notes, but I mean we do get weekly updates. It's not like, well, you have to wait. Every 6 months we're going to get something. You are getting something in game each and every week. So that's why I don't. I don't mind having the $10 a month plus these little transactions, which you aren't forced to buy, which are not. I mean, there were one or two that are not game breaking, but were sort of very close to that type of thing. But majority of cosmetics, some give you a little bit of bonus XP and all that, but over the longevity of the game, I don't think no one is not going to be able to complete the game or get everything if they don't buy those things.
For the most part, it might slow you down, or people who don't buy into those things will progress at a slower rate, but they will progress nonetheless. And people of my generation and people around my age, within the within a 10-year span plus or minus, generally have a hard time with that because we're very used to a subscription-based model where you pay the money up front. And that's what you get, and then you pay for expansions as they come out. They're used to macro payments of like $60 every 6 months or something to add content to the game, opposed to this, well, $10 here, $5 here, $20 here, $50 here. And then they become just like these constant doling out of cash where we feel like we're being used when we're realistically used to spending one lump sum, at a time for updates and things like that. Would I go back to that model? No.
Yeah, and it's exactly what I was going to say. Would you feel that this game would have lasted as long if they just said to everyone, okay, here it is, bang, and in 6 months' time, here's an expansion pack, we're going to give all this extra stuff, isn't it? Oh, we need another $60. And then in another 6 months' time, well, okay, you've had all that, now here's another expansion pack, here's another $60. Do you think they would have lasted 15 years and still been as popular? And I mean, it is still a popular game. There is still a lot of people who play it. It still has a very, vocal community, a very passionate player base. Do you think that they would still have that if they sort of followed that thing and didn't go this route?
No, because even World of Warcraft follows this route. They to a different level than RuneScape. I think RuneScape's a little more guilty of being a scumbag about it. But even World of Warcraft has a monthly fee and microtransactions. They're just more of an item mall style game where they allow you to purchase things from their shop for money. Boosters, XP boosters, things like that are flat prices. I don't know if World of Warcraft has a gambling system built into it. I'm sure it does, but I don't know enough about it to complain about it. I just know that World of Warcraft is also a subscription-based with microtransactions as well. It just really, it's all about popular. What? And then they charge you for updates as well.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I was going to say. They don't get weekly updates for free like we do.
No.
You have to buy those expansion packs every time they do it. So,
And I know I understand the argument that, well, now you're just comparing one evil to another evil. All right, you can argue that if you want as well, but
yeah. No, I'm not comparing evil. I'm not that way. What I'm saying is in that game, a Blizzard game which has, millions of people playing, that is a larger game. they wouldn't notice sort of if they lost 30 or 50,000 people. I mean, they would. It would still hurt them, but it's not going to hurt them. Whereas in this game, if we did it, if RuneScape did it where you're only going to get an update every 6 months and you're going to have to pay extra money for it, with the smaller player base we had, I would see the game dying in a few years if they did something like this. So I think this is the best possible way they can do it without and allow people who don't want to worry about it and just want to kick back and enjoy themselves and relax and play and not spend extra money to do. And for those who do want that model and are happy to throw the money that way, then they've got that option as well. There's nothing like I have to spend $50 to buy this tier 95 sword, which is the only thing I'm going to be able to use to kill this new boss that's coming out. I can sort of earn anything and play it in game.
It's not like,
as long as they stick that way, I think they're going to be fine.
Yeah, it's not like I have to go into like the microtransactions shop and buy an anima core element that allows me to go fight Telos.
Exactly.
I could just go fight Telos. But I wanted to bring up another point. I wanted to cover some of the stuff that Elite's saying in chat as well. But I want to just touch on this real quick. This again isn't really. This is just based off my pure own just kind of outlook on the industry. But the more popular you are as a game, right, the more users you have, the more leeway as a company you have to employ more draconian cash grab methods, I think, because your game, your fans are going to put up with more if they love the game. And I think RuneScape and World of Warcraft and things like that are kind of products of that. Is like Jagex knows they can get away with this stuff because they have a very addictive game. And they are going to continue to produce regular microtransactions right alongside abusive microtransactions because they can get away with them every now and again because the community loyalty is stronger than that.
I think when you say addictive game, I think it's the versatility of the game. It's such a wide array of different things you can do. Yeah, I might go sort of a month or so without fighting. I've still got so much to do, and then I can just go down and say, okay, and spend a week doing Araxor or doing bosses and things like that. Sarah is just saying in chat, I just wish they'd removed the XP factor and made it more BXP, even if there's far more. I totally agree with that. I hate just the lamp drops. I like getting bonus XP where it's going to give me double XP for a while, but I have to go and do the skill to earn it. I can't just sit there and get 68k XP because I rub a lamp. I get that 68k XP, but I've actually got to go and earn it. So it's worked that way. So you're actually interacting and playing the game. I really think they should do more of that.
I'm with you on those points. Subscription and expansion patch just feels more honest. Microtransactions have a slimy, immoral element to them. If the microtransactions are luck-based, I'll give you that. And of course, just the nickel and diming of your customers is kind of slimy, I guess, as a business tactic. However, I feel like unfortunately that old method of the whole subscription and expansion pack model is unfortunately just been outclassed, if you will. It's just the microtransaction model psychologically works better on consumers. It makes them feel like they're paying less or have more of an option to what they're purchasing. It gives them granularity. But in the end, it really turns out that the company is actually generally making more money in the long run that way, which is why it seems to work, I think. I mean, you remember the show that we had a while ago where we were arguing about Treasure Hunter, and we had living, breathing proof on the show that Treasure Hunter works on people. Like you people in chat here who show up on a regular basis to the show are, more than likely, the elite of the RuneScape community, if you will. You are dedicated to keeping RuneScape a healthy, vibrant community by showing up and participating in our live events and whatnot. And you're a different class of individual than the average player, and we can have these types of discussions, but when it comes down to brass tacks, the average RuneScape player doesn't view Treasure Hunter the way we view Treasure Hunter here. And a lot of the listeners, it's probably the same, that we get a lot of listeners that agree with us as well. But when we're inside our own little community, we get kind of blinded by that, right? It's like all of the RuneScape Weekly community, for the most part, are like, yeah, microtransactions are mostly evil, but probably necessary. And then you have varying opinions of, radicality from there on out in both directions, to where you have Pern on one side and people like Elite on the other side. But we all have some level of acceptance that Treasure Hunter has an underlying kind of scumminess and evil to it, with the whole gambling aspect and whatnot especially. But then we have people on the show that maybe aren't regular listeners and whatnot, or even maybe that into the community. They maybe play the game for very specific reasons, and that's it. And then you hear comments like were made about how Treasure Hunter is the best way to obtain items, they would rather, put it to chance via daily keys and then never have the opportunity again than have a set price set in Solomon's general store. And I have more to say on that, but we could go on forever. Yeah. Every week we can't. The last 3 weeks we have not been able to go a week without bringing up a microtransactions debate.
Yeah. And that's it, because there's always, every week there is a microtransaction,
and there's always drama.
That's it. But just to go back to buying those outfits on Solomon's Fall, I think to make the money on those items that they would make on Treasure Hunter would put those skilling outfits at $75 or $100. And I think that would be a lot worse in the player's eyes.
Oh yeah, because if they could see the actual value.
They're probably spending it when they're buying bonds and all that. Well, they've got to realize those bonds were paid for with real money. Yes, you're using in-game gold. Someone has bought those.
Yeah.
You are probably dropping $75 or $100.
Well, think about that. A bond's $6, right? Good. And some of those events required upwards of 250 keys, right? It's like 250 keys divided by 15 is 100. That can't be right. Hang on, Mike. Is that right? Hang on. Let me clear my calculator.
About $100, yeah.
Hold on. I need a new calculator.
250 divided by 15.
This one's broken. 250 divided by 15 is 16.6 repeating, right? Okay. Yep. Then times that by, so that's 16 bonds, right? 16 bonds. That's okay. It's 100. You would have spent $100 to pretty much get that, and that was for like the high Hanto armor. That wasn't even a skilling outfit.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. So for those who are lucky enough to get that, and then they're putting, then you just wait on to finish an outfit off with Vic when he comes around, or now they're going to release them in game and you can earn them as a rare drop that way, which I still think I like that they're doing that. I still think that
I love
if they had sort of an inferior version of it and done that, I think that would have been acceptable enough, but I really do think that they have done
the community would not have been on board with that.
No, of course not, but I still, it would have been something, but I really think that they have listened and they're working that in, and to do it within 4 months, I think is pretty good as well. I would have said 6 to 9 months personally, but to say within 4 months, okay, that's great. And I want to reach out to Mod Balance again soon and see if we can get him on to talk about the community side of things, because I think he was the one who posted all there, and that the community management team are the ones who are there listening and getting all these responses and being on Reddit and the official forums and all that, and that is their job. And just to have a chat to him and find out their response and how they felt and all that type of stuff. It's it'll be really good to see, but it's just one of those things, and it's always going to be an area that is going to cause a lot of drama and have sort of hate on both sides.
For sure. Well, Perm, we're losing you there for a second, but
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Did you want to wrap up that thought? We had
that's
okay. We
No,
lost
no,
you there
that's
for like
fine.
the last half of that sentence, but that's okay.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
No problem.
I've forgotten what I said now. So
It's okay. We can continue on here. We have another topic, again, that reflects on the RuneScape management, I suppose. And this was called RIP Forum Mod Discussion. This was kind of brought from the RuneScape forums over to Reddit because the RuneScape forums couldn't handle themselves, apparently. This made it 49 pages on the RuneScape forums before it finally was locked by a JMod, which means I'm pretty sure, JMod probably came in because there were some Fmods that were probably saying, we can't lock this because of, it makes us look bad. Can one of you please lock this? So, they had to call in a JMod to lock this because basically this is a giant Fmod attack thread. And I have to say, with the lack of the RuneScape official forum's use at all lately, could there be some truth to this thread? Let's read into it here. So it says, and after a week, the state of forum moderation thread on the RuneScape official forums has been locked, says Kakamil. It was a discussion on what causes the reputation of Fmods on the RuneScape forum, a thread where half a dozen Fmods were involved in back and forth chat with players, a thread that just got locked by a JMod. Now, we have all names hidden coming up here in the following post that we're going to look at, which is going to make my life a little easier. It says, on competing, then he just breaks a bunch of down, so they're discussing forum fixes here. They just pretty much go through all the things that really could be needing to be changed on the forum, talking about over-moderation, talking about closing posts. So in review, the only way to discuss Fmod action is in threads because the official place, the forum moderation review thread, hides all posts and you cannot appeal in that thread. Fmod said that they have had to hide all links and posts and have no choice in the matter, while also talking about how they don't feel obligated to help players in the forum thread. One Fmod stating that they posted under a dozen times in 7 years saying, it isn't for me. Posting as an F, how can you be a forum moderator?
They would have had that taken off them. I think that's a lot of crap.
You think that he's making
I think
this
he's
shit
just
up?
Trolling. Yeah. No, maybe not his, but maybe the forum
mod. You think he's trolling?
That is saying, yeah. Because he would have lost that forum.
You would think so. If you've posted under a dozen times in 7 years, you would think that they would probably get a different forum mod. Forum mod said that forums don't need archives longer than 50 pages because you can bump while they're locking threads for grave bumping. Well, there's a difference between bumping a thread and grave bumping a thread. If a thread hasn't been responded to and has no active discussion for over a month, I would consider it grave bumping. Bringing a thread, make a new thread about that topic and link to the old thread. Yeah. That's just common forum moderation technique right there. I don't foresee, and I'm looking for things to attack the forums on, mind you, but I'm only finding things to attack him on so far here. Forum mod said that being an Fmod is not really a regulatory role anymore, while also saying popularity is unimportant given that they're regulating. I don't fully understand that as a sentence, but I guess he's saying Fmods feel as though they're underpowered. I don't know. I don't understand. That just doesn't really seem. That seems more like an opinion than an actual fact. Forum mod ignored a player for not giving a specific example when an example had been given, resulting in A, the player being directed to the former, and B, the post being hidden for picking apart their moderating. Then the thread was locked by a JMod for attacks and flaming against forum mods when the ones who called out specific forum mods by name were other forum mods. So this is a drama situation that's been going on apparently on it was on the RuneScape official forums, but now has bled over onto Reddit because they've kind of locked the official forums here. Zpoon, one of the Reddit moderators, says, why don't they just nuke the whole Fmod position visibility and instead have volunteer janitors who also have the ability to comment like a normal player without the whole I'm a mod, hello mod, I'm mod blank green thing all the time. Pretty much like how Reddit subreddit mods can distinguish themselves when they want to and just appear normally everywhere else. It draws too much attention to them when it shouldn't, and it doesn't help that they're shown to be of a different class all the time when they post. They always do seem pretty hoity-toity when they post, as if they're, I don't know. Or they could just nuke the forums altogether. Forums are dying across the internet. It isn't some plague exclusive to RuneScape, which is very true. I think Zpoon brings up some valid points there. Anything you want to add to that?
No, I think as a whole, I mean, forums are sort of dying away as most people just do things straight on Twitter now. That
Yeah.
type, and we see it every week as it's harder and harder to find topics. I think this week was a bit of an anomaly where we had quite a lot of decent topics to talk about. But it's just one of those things. And I mean, the forum mods are there to do a job. If you do have an issue, report them. And I don't think where he says one mod that he's only places 7 times a dozen times in 7 years. I think he's either trolling you or you're making things up or something like that. But anyway, we'll wait and see. I don't. Yeah, and I mean, you need forum moderation. Do they need to have a little green name and all that type of stuff around them?
I think
Probably
Zeepoon
not.
brings up a pretty valid thing there.
I do there. Just sit there and have a generic. Just have something that says, forum mod. When they post to lock a thread, so it just has like a generic thing. Forum mod, this has been locked because of 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever the reasons
like
are,
a
and just have it that way.
post, almost like the system posts on behalf. Yeah, so it hides the identity of the. And that can get messy as well. I mean, obviously, Jagex can see it on the back end, so I guess it wouldn't get too messy. But anonymity with power involved can get messy.
Yeah, but if you get a complaint, this has been done, and you've got your community manager.
Yeah.
Type of thing anyway, and I'm sure Balance and Shawnee and all that would be very quick if they see someone abusing that power to just remove it from them straight away.
I would hope so. I mean, as long as there's no anonymity on the back end, then I would. There's accountability right there. So I
think Jagex has shown they're not afraid of that type of thing. I mean, look at a friend when he posted that thing. Such a popular YouTuber, and they were quick to pull his player moderatorship for that type of thing. So I don't think they're afraid to do anything like that.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. This is an ongoing topic here. We'll be following it, and if things blow up, we'll come back to it. But for now, it's just a bunch of people whining about the forums being shit. So I mean, that's nothing we already knew. You didn't already know. I mean, anyway.
You want to stop it being shit? Post decent topics to talk about.
I know. like this one coming from Glacial Dova, who says, "Does anyone even like bounty?" Well, who doesn't like a good bounty? It says here, my phone is somewhere. Hang on, it's going off. If you want to begin reading this,
okay,
go ahead. I'm going to quickly take care of this.
Yep. I know the first response I'll probably get, sure, I do. It's an activity. But that's where the same response I get when I ask why I can't find a single match in Star Wars Battlefront for over 40 minutes. Point is, I've gone to the Bounty Worlds multiple times, sometimes just for fun or a comp requirement, or to see if anyone's there. And the only time I ever saw it active was actually never. I don't even know why they added it. It seems the only people who requested it back in the day was those who started playing RuneScape during the free trade removal failure, then got nostalgic like the rest of us of jaded vets. My other point is that I can't remember the last time I've been PK'd, except when I did warbands many, many years ago, and that was before they got any substantial reward, meaning the entire reason to PK was to annoy you, not to have a real PK fight. You can probably easily freely walk around the entire wilderness on any world in full shadow-dyed armor, skulled, and not get killed unless you're extremely unlucky. The PK world are rather dead too in low-level wildy. They all move to old school for that. So again, does anyone really care about Bounty Hunter? Why are they adjusting it when it will inevitably be dead in a few hours? I feel like they should remove dead content, mobilizing armies, then rearrange where the awards come from instead of trying to revive minigames that nobody wants to do.
I'm down for mobilizing armies being gone from the game. That is a scourge upon RuneScape's history.
How do you think if they moved mobilizing armies into a mobile game?
It's crap. Mobilizing armies is literally the incarnation of crap.
Okay.
If you've ever played a real-time strategy game, because it's mobilizing armies is a real-time strategy game. So if you've ever played a real-time strategy game, basically. While you're playing a real-time strategy game, rip the RAM out of your computer while you're playing it, and that's what it's like trying to play mobilizing armies. It is. I mean, there are words that I'd like to use that I can't use on the air.
Is that because it's on this game with the game tick and all that type of stuff?
The game engine was not designed for an RTS.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So as a mobile game, would it be better suited to something like that?
I don't know. Maybe. I think one of the major problems is it was also developed in like the RuneTech 4 engine, and we're in like RuneTech 7 at this point. And it's never been upgraded. So, I mean, could they make a better mobilizing armies now? Yes. Is it worth the development time? Fuck no.
No.
Not at all.
I really do think minigames as a whole are probably dead. I think, they keep them around for sort of that nostalgia reason, but unless they do proper rewards and that's the thing, if with these minigames, you have to constantly be upgrading rewards and changing those type of things so that you have, like the fish flingers with the fishing outfit, if you made that a degradable outfit or you made the fishing tackle box, give it some really good perks, but make it degradable. So you have to keep going back and recharging it. That'll keep those sort of games alive. And that's what they need to do with all of them. Have something that's degradable, that is good in-game and useful, but you have to keep getting them recharged. Because other than that, mini games will just die as people do them, complete them, and that's it.
Yeah, there always needs to be a reason to go back, or once you've gotten all the rewards, you're probably not going to go back.
That's it. I mean, I love pest control. That was really fun. I've unlocked everything now, so there's no reason for me to go back. I've done it all, so what's the point now? And even though that was fun, there's no real good XP drops. There's nothing there to draw me back as a reason other than, I had fun playing it. And again, even though I'm not sort of the XP waster type, it just feels it is a waste because, I could be earning things and doing stuff that's advancing me in game that doesn't give me anymore.
Elite brings up a good point. Minigames should be like Cabbage Face Sponge Bonanza. Good rewards can be done solo, also can be done with people.
People bag that minigame.
I liked that minigame.
Enjoy that minigame. And it's great because I go back every now and then, get my Slayer VIP tickets from there.
Yep.
You can get actually farming. I think it's farming.
Yeah, farming when it's XP. I forget what other ones. I was attracted to the farming one at one time.
You got the Acetor side and things like that from it. So
we should do a clan event where we go there for fun at some point. I forgot about the minigame. It's fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, want to continue along to the next post here with me?
Okay, this is one that I picked up. It's from Connie's here. It's entitled Party Pete, and I felt it a good one to bring up just for the time of the year. And she says, can the Party Pete area be made so you can set up an instance like you would for bossing for a private party? We would like to do a Christmas party with our clan, popping the balloons for drops, but would like it to be exclusive for our clan only. A way to say thank you to our clan members without outsiders getting involved. Thank you for your time. Now, this is something I would love to do. Tam used to run events when she was our leader.
We did a drop party last weekend.
That's what she did. She does drop parties and all that. But, this type of thing where you're running around popping balloons and there's a chance to get a reward, that sort of fun aspect, instead of just being the first one, there's a Bandos chest plate on the ground, quickly grab it. I really think setting up an instance area like this would be a fantastic thing to do, especially for clan events.
Doesn't the clan Citadel do that, though?
Doesn't drop balloons.
I was popping balloons in the Clan Citadel last weekend in the party.
Unless they've changed it.
I don't know if you could put things inside the balloons. Because I'm Vi got 99 and a skill that now I can't. I forget what skill it was. I apologize.
Okay, well, if that can be done, well, okay. But just even for things like RuneScape Weekly, we could have a thank you for our sort of all our listeners, and we can go down there and we
only
can
the Patreon
prizes and that type of thing. Okay.
I was joking.
but that's exactly right. You could do little events like that and have your normal one, and then have a special Patreon one where you can do.
It's technically real world trading.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh wait,
because they're paying money and then getting private draw parties with valuable items.
Okay, fair enough. But you just open up and just have little things like that. And that area, Party Pete's room is just not used anymore. So it's a dead space in Feldor.
I agree.
Really.
I think instancing it would be great because again, what if you're not in a clan and you want to do something like that with just your friends? Like or what if you're not high enough rank in your clan to do maybe the balloon drop requires some sort of permission. I didn't even know it was a thing.
Well, DX is saying you can't put things inside the clan balloons anyway.
Okay, so if you want to have a true pop the balloon open type deal, that doesn't exist, and I agree with that because that's part of the fun is not knowing what you're going to get inside the balloon.
Yeah, exactly. I'd love to do something like this for the clan, things like that. So yeah, I'd give this a big support.
Yeah.
Why wasn't this type of thing on Rune Labs for us to vote for?
Because we had great ideas like the Island of Love and Death and how to make babies with your with your friends.
The sex skill.
Yes, of course. Yep. What is this thread? I'm sure they'll be. I'm sure they'll be releasing the same day. Oh yeah, so the RuneScape documentary, of course. They teased that they are. That they were working on it fairly recently, and somebody decided to bring up a shitpost of when they said 8 months ago. 8 months ago, they said, we're working on it and going to be distributing it soon. I believe Mod Campbell said they're looking to get it out in the next month or so. That was 8 months ago. Leave these people alone. They said that they're working on it. They're trying. Like, they gave us a more recent update than that, for sure. That post did float to the top of Reddit, though. But they said way more recently, like within the past week or so, like a couple of weeks, they said that there was a hang-up, they're working on correcting it, and they're hoping to get it out within the next, month or so, which is exactly what they said 8 months ago, so, we'll see. Here's hoping. Anyway, we'll keep going on here. We got another post by Poor, Dumb, and Broken, who says, goodbye and thanks for the memories. Insert Fall Out Boy song here. I think this has been a while coming, but I've finally stopped playing. It's been an amazing 12-year run for me, and I can't imagine how many hours I've spent in this game. I love the community, and I've made so many friends over the years. It's frankly an awesome experience to watch the game grow from something I played as a kid to one of the longest-running MMOs. I think I have changed, and I think RuneScape has too. The game has always been grindy, but I guess I have viewed that more as a forgivable defect rather than a core part of the game. And see, I embrace it as a core part of the game.
Would you really class it as a defect?
No, I classify it as a core, as a feature.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. Because it's not like I can just sit there and, I mean, this is, I used to play games on the PlayStation and all that, and I'd play maybe 20 or 30 hours, and then it's boring because, okay, I've done it all. Whereas this, it's just that constant work to the next level, do this, I want to get to there, and it's got that sort of, I mean, that grind is what attracts me to the game in working hard for something.
Yeah. The payoff is what it's all about, right? I was always drawn in by quests and always loved to play through them on launch day or read a walkthrough or watch it on YouTube if I didn't have the requirements yet. See, someone does look up quests just to watch somebody play through them and not as like a guide all the time. Just to, maybe they don't have the requirements, they just want to see the quest. See? Anyway. I think the quests are definitely getting better too. River of Blood, Fate of the Gods, The Light Within. I love the story and the combination of combat and pure puzzle adventure elements. Yeah, it's a great time to quit. Sadly, I also feel that the game is beginning to lose a lot. I'm sorry, I just lost myself because I also feel like we're talking about all this great stuff and then he's just like, yeah, and this as well. I also feel that the game is beginning to lose a lot of the charm that kept me in. Despite all these great quests, the charm is somehow being bled away. Like I don't. It doesn't compute to me quite yet, but I'll give them a chance to weave their story, I suppose. I mean, a lot of marriages don't even last 12 years, much less MMO fandoms. So I have no room to complain. I've had a great time. That said, I do feel that that RuneScape has lost a little bit of its way. I know everyone talks about the problem with microtransactions, and I agree that we can cheapen the game, but I feel that the biggest problem is the lack of focus on continually building a community and bringing in new players. I think it was particularly revealing when, during a discussion upon smithing and the smithing rework, someone from Jagex mentioned that it might not be worth trying to make sure the leveling progression was enjoyable, since most people have already maxed or are near max smithing. That doesn't feel like a good long-term outlook, and I think it's starting to affect other areas of the game too. So being very endgame oriented is what he's saying here. Is everything is endgame oriented, or assuming elite status, which, you know, I'm sure some JMods have that outlook. I don't think they all do. I also wish there were more quests as well, Sarah. I think we deserve like 2 quests a month. It feels like almost every piece of content is geared at endgame players, and so it usually ends up being some kind of boss or slayer mechanic. Even other skills like invention essentially end up becoming combat skills due to the leveling systems, and even they are left half abandoned. 120 skill with barely any content past 99, of course, referring to that wonderful elite skill we got. I think I always enjoyed RuneScape because it was such a calm experience. There were really no goals, and you could run across people who dedicated their entire account to training and mastering a few skills, role-playing, and just enjoying themselves. You can still do that, of course, but it definitely feels like the game has become more frantic. Events like Halloween used to be a fun way to bond with the community and do something new, but I feel like they've slowly degraded into frantic grinds, exactly what I was looking to get away from. I hope that the relative devaluing of the XP in recent years would lead to less grind and more focus on community and storytelling, like the few 6th aid quests that can be completed even without high-level skills. But instead, it feels like we're doubled down on the new quest for gains. I know it's always been part of the RuneScape community, and a lot of people really love it, but I just don't think that's for me. Thank you to everyone who made this such an amazing experience. I'll always cherish my memories of the game, which seems to have become far more to me than just a way to spend time. So, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, I've always said, I mean, the problem with the events these days is because we have a much higher quality engine now with the graphics and all that type of stuff, it does take a lot more development time to the old days. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing them reworking some of those old events and bringing them back into the current game and having those as a Halloween event. Yeah, go back to 2006 and choose that Halloween event and say, okay, we're just gonna redevelop that for next year's Halloween event, and bang.
They just start remastering all the old events. That would be
exactly
kind of cool.
I mean, yeah, a lot of people haven't played it. A lot of people sort of didn't join until 2011, 2012. I haven't played any of those events from 2012. And hell, if I remember
10 years ago.
And I was going to say, and most people who did play them probably wouldn't even remember them anyway. Yeah. So bring them back. Just rework those and just have those on a rotation type thing. I mean, I don't see any
Hollywood is going to start bleeding into RuneScape with HD remakes of everything now.
Yeah, well, that's exactly. I mean, everything just remakes, but I mean, there's no problem with doing that because they've got the basic design there. They know the storyline. They know basically what they have to do. So what you have to do is just get the graphics done, make sure the mechanics are right, and think up some drops for it. Yeah, some rewards for it. That's all you have to do. There's no having a storyboard, having to do this. That type of thing is something I think would be beneficial. It'll have that nostalgia for those older players who do remember. It'll be great for players who haven't played those and hear about them all the time. And it just always seems a shame to me that they spent 3 months development time to bring something in. They're going to keep you for 2 weeks.
I know, it's so sad. Forever. That is sad.
It really is. So, yeah, drop party hats again. Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, let's go back to the 2001 events and replay those.
But that's it. But, you have different rewards, but play those. Reinvent those again and do that type of thing. And it gives. I mean, you've got a game that is 15 years old, and you've got some of that content that was there for 2 weeks out of 15 years that people got to play. I mean, that it just seems such a waste of development time and your storyboarding and just those mods who had developed those type of things. That I think it would be good for some, especially some of those older ones, to see some of their old content come back in a game.
Yeah, for sure. So, we have a couple more threads here to go. Then we have to make a decision here about the dev diary. Do we watch a 12-minute video and do a live reaction to it, or do we do it
I
on
would rather
Friday?
watch it, make my notes, and
Do it on Friday? All right,
Yeah.
cool. We'll save that and do it on Friday then. All right, so next up is zombie promotion problem. You thought you had escaped it. You thought the curse was over. It is returning from the grave. Zombie promotion problem by Ava. Did we read this one already? I feel like we might have done this one already. Let me double check here. I remember the name. It might have just been another post by Ava Element. I think they're just somebody who hasn't realized that the forums are dead. Oh my god, this is really long.
I haven't. Oh wow, it's not one I posted, but
Yeah, who posted this one? This one's a
It
little.
was on the 27th, so it is about a week old.
Yeah, I'm just trying to double check here and make sure that. I don't know if this is even really relevant anymore, considering it's not. No, we did do this one. We did do this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I apologize.
Just buying a D-cup bar.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, yeah, I'm just reading through it. I don't think it's really.
I was
yeah,
I did that. I did that on an Elite show.
Okay.
Because I was forced to read. I got forced to read that part. Storm was on with me. He's like, no, you got to read the whole thing. It's an Elite show, and I was like, fine. We got Araxi chiming in here. The only thing I feel about rehashing old content is then I feel that we can't move on to newer things. That being said, I wouldn't mind reliving some of the. Yeah, I wouldn't want it to be a permanent thing. You do it for like 1 or 2 years, and then like we're done with that.
That's it.
Wait
And
another
just
10 years.
every couple of years.
Also, Araxi,
every
check
couple
your
years.
Discord PMs from like a few days ago. And let me know what your thoughts are on that.
But tell me, when you say that, the holiday events, everyone complains about what they are these days anyway. So is it really a waste of newer things and development things if everyone complains about them rather than just saying, okay, just rehash this, bang, there's your holiday event, there you go type thing, because it's here for 2 weeks and play it or don't play it type thing. You know? Would that 3 months development time be better spent on other things is sort of more my point there.
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of the times I feel that way. I don't know. As far as like holiday events go, it feels like recently I would have rather them have just not done a holiday event than released the holiday event that they released, which makes me kind of sad.
I didn't mind it. I didn't mind the.
I'm not saying I minded the holiday event at all. It wasn't bad. I mean, I gave it a 4 out of 10, which is kind of poor as a score. But I don't know. I don't hate the event per se. It's just it didn't live up to what I was hoping for in an event. You put combat in a holiday event, you lose me immediately. That was a huge loss of points. And then you just blatant oversights like the spider leg thing are it's just lazy QA as far as I'm concerned. So that
not being able to bank it once you found them all.
Yeah, that's lazy QA. So between
that annoyed me.
Between putting combat in a holiday event and
it wasn't hard combat.
I'm not saying it was hard combat, but combat. Putting combat, making me do something combat related made me angry. is what that basically boils down to. Because I don't wanna. Anyway, so we'll pass on that, and we'll move over to one final post here before we end this episode of RuneScape Weekly. I think we've made it pretty good. I think we should save the posts that we have in overflow for Friday. You think so?
It's 3 a.m. and I'm actually starting to get tired.
I figured you would by 3 a.m. Okay.
Hang on, can I just point out DX is actually still up too?
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe we just kick him to the YouTubes all the time.
Well,
that way.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like he's actually like a great like chat mod here with like posting all the links and it's very professional. It makes me feel like we have like an actual professional like chat mod team all of a sudden. Excuse me. Anyway, wrap this up real quick with just again, since we'll cover this holiday post instead. This was posted 21 hours ago by Fox of RS, who says, if anyone can take a holiday and make it unfun and grindy, it's you. So please just save a developer and don't make holiday events. Just go back to dropping the rewards on the ground. So there you go. Like I said, all we got to do is remake 2001. That's all you got to do. Everyone wants to see a remaster of 2001 holiday events. Just go and drop HD party hats. Like make a new item, right? And call them like HD party hats, HD Halloween masks. Remake the item, make them in full poly HD, and they're just a new item.
And untradeable. And
untradeable, yeah.
I agree with Diapolo 10, who says, I really like the ones that feel like quests. This year's Easter event wasn't half bad, but my absolute favourite must have been the one with Eat the Spider. That being said, most of the recent ones have been about grinding. And that's it. I mean, I like those ones that are more like little quests. That's why I didn't mind this one so much. It was a bit of a grind, but it was like, okay, you've got to find all these body parts. You've got to go down and kill the boss down there. And that I thought it had a nice little storyline to it for sort of the horror theme. But the ones that do feel more like quests are the funnest ones to my mind out there. And I think those older ones were more like that. So
yeah, they were. The old ones were very story-driven and puzzle-driven, and the new ones are just like, here's a 45-minute AFK grind, and
yeah.
You know, and it does seem like they've taken away from the questing of holiday events and moved into just like a grind. I understand that that's not kind of optimal, and I think that they should maybe I'm hoping they take that information to heart, and maybe next year or even the Christmas event. I think the Christmas event's going to be good, but the Christmas event tends to always be good.
Yeah.
You put a Brit in charge of a Christmas event, and you're going to get a good result. Like that's just it's just a no-brainer. They always come with awesome holiday stuff. So yeah, I'm going to move the topics back over, and we will call this a show. I think. Look at that. Drop frames? How many drop frames? That's right. Zero drop frames. Not a single one. So
does this mean on Monday that we will be doing the Before Ma playthrough live?
The what playthrough?
Not this Monday. No, this Monday is the 7th.
Mm-hmm.
The prequel to the Ma quest.
If I'm here, yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully it's not out at 1 a.m. again for me, and I can.
They tend to be out around.
I know,
like midnight for you.
It just kills me now. I mean, they're coming out at like 9 or 10 o'clock at one stage, and now all of a sudden it's like 1 a.m. What the hell are you doing to me?
Yep, Harambe stream will be coming up soon, Sarah. Either this weekend or next week. This week, I'll be honest with you, I wanted to do it Thursday, but I've been unable to free up my Thursday, so. It'll be the weekend or next week. Go ahead.
One night or one morning for Mage, we're actually going to get on and do a Dungeoneering After Dark type show.
We can bring back Dungeoneering After Dark. Yeah, for sure. We do some Dungeoneering.
I want to get in there and just chat, and I just want to get in there and try and get the pet, but hope you get to that at least that 115 mark. So you can get down.
I'm only like 2-point-something million experience away from 115. It's not that bad.
2 hours basically.
Pretty much. Yeah, 2 hours of good Dungeoneering. And if I would love to just make it like a regular thing where we just do like a nightly, and this is never going to happen. Like I would love it to happen though, if we could just do like a nightly Dungeoneering stream where we just kind of pop on for like an hour, go live and just kind of chill, do a little Dungeoneering, and then I go to bed. But I don't know. The likelihood of getting me in that mood would be hard.
If we do that on Thursdays for me, which would be Wednesday night for you, because I'm home on Thursdays, I can say, hey, I'll just jump on for an hour and do some Dungeoneering with you.
If you want to do that, we could totally do that and make that a Wednesday night thing. We do it once a week, where we do a Dungeoneering thing where it's night for me and day for you.
And Patreons can come and join. any listener can come and. Sorry, I was being a smart ass then, but yeah.
How much XP do you need for 120 Mage? I need 60 million to go. So I'm going to be using Mage for quite some time. But
actually, if I could throw it out there to the listeners, I am thinking I want to start sort of working towards all the skilling pets. I figured I want to get them unlocked and such.
Okay.
If I did something, every 2 weeks or once a month or whatever, where I just do a skilling update, the hunt for the skilling pets, and just show my progress in each skill throughout the month. Would that be something that people would be interested in, or because it's skilling and seeing XP gains or what I'm doing and such, would that be boring to you?
I have questions.
Yep.
How long would the videos be? What would you be focusing on? A skilling montage voiceover, or would you be okay?
I would basically just doing what I've done this month. I've done so much in agility, and I've been doing thieving here, and this is I've got this and such. And if I get into the pets there, it'll be probably only 5 or 7 minutes long, and they're not going to be like sit through 20 minutes of me running an agility course type thing, but just me sort of talking. And sort of showing what I've done and showing my XP gains at the end of each month. So that's why I sort of signed up to Rune Clan, just so I wanted to see how that sort of tracks, and I can sort of show this.
I like how you trust Rune Clan more than Rune Metrics.
Yeah. Well, also Rune Clan's free, and also from what I've heard, a lot of people sort of say Rune Metrics hasn't been keeping accurate.
Rune Metrics is kind of garbage.
Yeah,
but I pay for it anyway.
Keep it accurate. Yeah,
I pay for it anyway because I'm a scrub.
Yeah,
but it's not the best. I honestly didn't notice for an entire day that I had run out of membership. It took me a whole day to even realize that's how much it impacts anything.
Yeah,
I was like, wait a minute, it's not displaying XP per hour. Why? And then I was like, oh, I ran out because it's every 2 months. You forget about it. It just becomes like. All right, here's the deal. If Rune Metrics is a bond a month next year, then I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm not paying for that.
I'm
a bond every 2 months is fine.
I hope if you're Premier Club,
it's just included
that every 2 months. Well, actually should be,
If it's just included, that would be a great way to keep me okay with
Premier Gold and Premier Gold Plus, where for an extra $10, you get it for the whole year free or that.
That would be cool. Why can't
Platinum
you hear me?
Club.
We'll try. You should be able to hear me. Might be Discord. If they put that, and Gold Premier only for Rune Metrics included. I mean, as far as Rune Metrics, I don't know if you've noticed, but Rune Metrics has not had the best reception to the community as a pay-for service. So I think it would be in their best interest to make it a Gold Premier Club package and just suck it up, because they are not. I don't think they're making the money that they were hoping to make on it.
No. That's right. And I think if you make it a gold membership, I think that might encourage more people. Well, okay, that's got me over the line. It's going to be included. I'll do that.
Yeah.
I can hear Mage fine, Hampshire. It might be...
Yeah, it's something on your end, unfortunately. My farming is actually like neck and neck with my dungeoneering, Sarah. My farming is 113, my dungeoneering is 114. Ugh.
So I might actually look into doing something like that.
I love Rune Clan for sure. I mean, I use Rune Clan for all of our competitions. We have a new competition that just began. I'm thinking about opening the competitions up to non-clan members as well.
How are you going to track it though?
You will have to submit your Rune Metrics page at the end of the month via a Google form to add yourself into the running, and you will only be eligible for 50% of the prize. So, basically, if you win the competition, you will get 5 mil, and whoever in the clan won the competition will also get 5 mil. So the clan is still priority. Does that make any sense? Do you think that's a good idea or a bad idea?
Oh, no, it'd be a good idea to sort of help out our listeners as well, because, we don't want to force them to have to join the clan.
That's what I want, but if you are in the clan, you get double the prize.
Exactly. So if you're in the clan, you come first, you get the 10 mil. If you come second and someone in the forums...
Yeah, if someone in the audience beats you, and whoever basically came in second via the clan will win the prize. This month's competition is rune crafting in honor of the Rune Ethereal costume being released via in-game obtainable methods. So there's 27 days remaining on the rune crafting skill competition, and you can win 10 million gold as a result of that. Or if you're part of the audience, you can win 5 million gold, and I will create a form towards the end where you can submit a link to your adventurer's log that filters me to just 30 days of rune crafting experience. And it will be, again, you'll have to set your adventurer's log from Wednesday the 2nd of November to Wednesday the 30th of November, because we started on the 2nd, not the 1st, due to time zones and whatnot. But yeah, check it out, clan.runeweek.com. Feel free to join us if you'd like. We have a Tier 7 Citadel. We have friendly people on at all hours of the day, though I think we are predominantly like an Australasian clan, although we are starting to kind of invade via the UK and US now.
We've always had a lot of US players on.
That's
a
inevitable.
few had sort of fallen off, yeah. But yeah, no, it's a fun little thing. I mean, most people are pretty good, except for me. But you know, most people are friendly and nice to you in there.
Yeah.
And for any RSW listeners, half price membership for you guys, payable to myself. Membership into my clan, that's only half price. Yeah, I charge 10 million. They can all join for 5 million.
We were giving away money a minute ago. Now we're taking it. I'm confused.
No, I'm taking it.
If anyone wants to join the clan, you should probably PM me and not Pern.
Yeah, Mage will join you up for free.
I'm working on. Pern's gonna wake up one day and I'm gonna have the gold key, and he's not even gonna know how it happened.
I just get voted out.
Wouldn't that
off the island?
Wouldn't that be hilarious if your clan could like impeach you? That would be hilarious. Anyway,
yes.
On that note, I think we're gonna call it a show. It's been a good one indeed.
It has been fun.
In the meantime, you can find us on social media. We got a Facebook page for you, facebook.com/RSWeekly. Got Twitter as well for you, @RSWeekly. Feel free to submit show topics that way as well. You can rate us and review us on iTunes if you have the time. We really do appreciate it. It helps us find new listeners. It raises us in the podcast directories that we're in there. Raises us up to the top. Beat out the competition. You can also like this video if you're watching this on YouTube, or if you head over to our YouTube channel, magebit.tv. Please feel free to like our videos, leave comments, start a discussion. We love having comments on our videos and discussing things that we're talking about on the show. You can also join us in game with Clan Chat, Kill, Skill, and Chill. It's Kill, Skill, the letter N, and then Chill. Or you can go to clan.runeweek.com to see our clan status and ranking and all that fun stuff. We have a Discord as well that's quite a bumpin' place. DX posted every single update that we pretty much talked about on today's show in the Discord, so you can easily follow along. That's discord.runeweek.com. Feel free to join us during and after the show to just hang out, talk about RuneScape, or really whatever you want to talk about. It's kind of an anything goes type of situation. It's good stuff. So that's discord.runeweek.com. Looking forward to seeing you there. And of course, if you want to help us out, excuse me, we have a Patreon page for you, patreon.com/RuneScape. So we got that going on. I'm super excited to be able to produce the show, and again, without Patreon we wouldn't be able to do that, so thank you again to everyone who is supporting us on Patreon. And if you want to support us, again, feel free to go over there. You can get perks. We just released an Elite show this past Sunday, and hopefully I'm trying to get Storm on to make that kind of a regular thing, so hopefully we'll be able to kind of pull him more often than not, and try to get him as kind of like the Elite show.
Sorry.
Listen,
I know you're in your end. I know you're in your end cap, but when you want to pull,
I'll pull Storm as much as I
week.
want. I want to pull that guy constantly. He's a great co-host, and I'll pull him any chance I get. So again,
I'm not comfortable with this.
You can get bonus content again by going to patreon.com/RuneScape and signing up at the $3 a month level. That's going to give you access to the most basic level of shows, at least one a month. Though we've been, I think it's actually 2 now. I think it's 2 for 3 now. So you're going to get at least 2 shows a month at that level, hopefully. Granted, everything goes smoothly. And it goes up from there. So feel free to support us if you like what we're doing here. We really do appreciate that. And we require it to continue producing the show at this base level here. We also have a PayPal available for you as well. PayPal.me/RSW. If you don't like the idea of a subscription-based model, you can go to PayPal and send us a one-time tip. We appreciate that very much. And then we'll use that money to reinvest into the show. Believe me, holidays are coming. There's plenty of stuff that I want to upgrade for the studio to make things better in 2017. So all of your help is appreciated in doing so. We got a shop available for you as well, shop.runeweek.com. Remember, you can get Magebucks by just listening to these shows. Today's Magebucks code is ASFR. You can enter that for 500 Magebucks, and then you can go over to shop.runeweek.com once you've accrued enough Magebucks and get past seasons of RuneScape Weekly for free. Or you can pay with real money if you want to, but why bother when you can just start saving up Magebucks by by listening to the show. You can also go to wishlist.runeweek.com if you want to send us physical goodies to the studio. We really appreciate getting things that we need for upgrades and whatnot, so if you want to help us out, that's one of the ways you can do so. That's our Amazon wish list at wishlist.runeweek.com. Finally, a big special thanks to our top Patreon supporters, including Molly RS, Swagatorix, Alex W, Danny H, Kevin H, Odin, Gunner, Hamster King, and Sudwood. Thank you so much for your ongoing patronage, whether it be current or in the future or even in the past. Thank you for supporting us one way or another. We really do appreciate it. We wouldn't be able to produce a show on a weekly basis as frequent as we do with the quality and precision without Patreon. So thank you so much to everyone who is supporting this stupidity. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode of RuneScape Weekly. We'll be back on Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time for another show. So look forward to see you all there. Remember to keep an eye on our social media in the meantime for sporadic live streams. So that's going to do it again for this episode. Until next time, and as always, happy scaping.